I mean, come on now.
I was enjoying the vibe.
The vibe is great, especially when the lyrics are on there and they get that full clip.
Ooh.
Yo, I am your boy Quo, rocking the stack shirt. And to the left of me is my homeboy who?
I'm Pro, and I'm rocking the almost falling off the chair. I'm rocking. You know what? I gotta move the mic. Hold on. You know, I've had it on once before. Flash
Show it
and
off.
Green Arrow and the Flash hat. You know, I gotta do what I gotta do. You know what I mean?
And how funny is it? We've got two resemblances, if that's even the word to use, which it's not. But we got a character of you with Green Arrow and Flash.
That's right. That's right. That's actually amazing. We do,
isn't it? How did that work? I know that's the first time I've seen that shirt too.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. I think I might have had it on. It was probably low. Probably once I had it on before. But it's the Green Arrow Flash. And you know what's funny for all my Flash nerds out there, if any of you out there. So I'm a quasi Flash nerd. It may appear that I'm more than I am. So I've always loved Flash. When I started watching the Flash show when I was still living in Boston, I was like, you know what, this is dope. Okay. And then over a few episodes, I was like, it's getting a little amateur. And then, so I kind of lost track with it. And then when I got down here, I started watching a few on Netflix, trying to catch back up. And I was like, all right. But then I stumbled into the Green Arrow, right? Killed the Green Arrow, went through all that. You know, last year I was telling you, I was zooming through those. Green Arrow started all these shows. So it's called the Arrowverse, right? So CW Network is a CBS Warner Brothers conglomeration, and Warner Brothers and DC are connected. And so that's how all these DC characters are on there. So I'm more of a Marvel guy, but I do like a lot of the DC characters, like the ones I'm wearing. And you know, I'm an Aquaman guy. I'm a Green Lantern man. Now the movie Green Lantern was terrible, right?
I liked it.
Point. But here's my point, though. All right, we'll have to talk more about that. I mean, entertainment value, I got you. But in terms of like, it wasn't winning any awards. Let's say that. So John Diggle is a character who's on Green Arrow, and he made an appearance 2 nights ago on the Flash that's still on. So the deal, Flash is still running. Flash is coming up on its 150th episode, and for most people that can sound crazy, right? Because it's like, how is that possible for a show most people probably have never watched? And got him on the brim in here too. But my point is, John Diggle from Green Arrow is now done. They finished Green Arrow like last year. Well, maybe just a little bit before that, a little over a year now. It's been completely finished. But they spawned off into Flash and all the other shows that are on DC that are about whether it's Supergirl or Superman and Lois. All these shows are spawns and spinoffs of Green Arrow. So Green Arrow came to this network, revitalized the fledgling but failing CW. And so it wasn't working. And they hit it. They hit it with, I keep pointing the wrong side. They hit it with Green Arrow. And Green Arrow really humanized the character, and people really get into it. So anyways, I was excited that a character came back. They make a lot of crossovers and stuff like that. A lot more of them when the episodes were still on. But now, since Green Arrow's off, it's just exciting. And the thought is, for all the hardcore nerds out there who know this stuff, is that John Diggle is going to become the Green Arrow. And on the episode 2 days ago, he received a box that had like this green glowing stuff at the end that he's going to become the Green Lantern. At the end of he was actually Green Arrow for part of the series. So in Green Arrow, he got this box like from these space dudes or whatever, and it had green in it. And so people are like, is he going to become the Green Lantern? And now all the green is around him again, and they did a flashback to it, and they're like, and he's getting sick. Something's happening in the future. So it's like, yep, there's going to be a spinoff. There's going to be Green Lantern is coming, baby. So
I can't wait for Dexter to come back, though.
Oh yeah, I know you were talking about that before. Yeah, I haven't seen Dexter in so long, man. But that was a crazy show, man. You stayed loyal with them, right?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. When I heard it was coming out, I said, "What?"
Yeah.
And yo, just to let y'all know, please click on the link that's in the description on my page if you are wanting to say what's up to Pro and Quo. It's right there. You click the link, it brings you right into us. We'll talk with you. Don't hesitate one bit.
It's on the flyers too. If you can't find it, just look for any of the places our flyers are on. It's on my page. It's on Hip Hop Citizen. It's on our Instagrams. Right on the flyer for tonight. The actual link for this is there. We'll put it in the chat in a little bit. You know what? We'll put it in right now. And so at about 9:30, if y'all want to join into the conversation, we're going to welcome you up. We don't do that often. Once in a while, we test the waters. We'll see, does anyone want to chime in or whatever? But we're gonna do that tonight.
And letting y'all be the guests.
Let's tell them why. what are we focusing on, Quo? What are we focusing on?
You know, the focal point right now is so many things. It's
that
beautiful.
Doesn't sound like focus.
I know
So
it
many
doesn't
things. How can you focus on
so many lanes? But you know, we've really tapped in heavily to our beautiful Clubhouse family, and have found some brilliant people that are just like the instant brotherhood philosophy carried on to a social media platform.
Mm-hmm.
And connecting with these people has aligned our focus to realize, you know what, it's better to start chilling with executives and make executive decisions rather than trying to reach for something that may not be tangible. So if you are not on Clubhouse, please join it. We got 2 incredible groups that I go with, Pro and a bunch of incredible groups. We were in a math chat today talking mathematics, and it opened me up because Yoda was like, you know, it's an intuitive thing that we all have and we're born with. And I started to realize it. Mathematics. Yeah. We all have it, you know, and I just realized, wow, where I'm using it on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, people tap in with us on Clubhouse, go to my profile. You'll see some links there. If you don't have the invite, DM one of us, we can invite you.
Yeah.
But that's,
you know, I shared it on the J Cruz page, on the Hip Hop Citizen show, and on hiphopcitizen.com. It came back and said failed to post, but it posted through Hip Hop Citizen show. And it posted through the ProQuo Show, and
they flagged us for the intro, bro.
Posted through ProQuo Show on StreamYard. Yeah, so it just said we're restricted from posting links on those pages. So, but we know most of y'all can find us. But the show's still out there. I still see it pumping. So, you know, it's not. It's a temporary glitch in the matrix, as we always say.
Yeah.
So,
well, we got Tree in the building, we got Fee in the building. We do know that.
Absolutely.
And we do apologize if you haven't tapped in early, but you know, you'll be able to watch it tomorrow if you missed the intro. But stay tuned, man. We got some cool things happening. Pro.
Yeah. So
let's talk to them about some cool things, man, like quantum.
Well, now before we get there, let's hit the one thing you missed when we're talking about you were so scattered with the focus. You missed the real what we're focusing on, right? What are we focusing on? We're focusing on his album. Yeah. He was so.
I said it's the brotherhood.
I know. I heard it. But it didn't give it quite the attention we wanted to leave. So yeah, we're just trying to create some space for to organically make sure that we play some music, that we talk about what's coming up for us. We're obviously excited about dropping an album that we've worked pretty hard on. We know this day and age, when you drop an album, usually what happens is nobody really hears it, right? What's happening is, like, a lot of people are, like we said, we're focused on a lot of stuff. There's so much going on. Lives are so busy. Everything is sped up, even during this COVID or post-COVID that isn't really post-COVID. It's like, you know, people are trying to get their lives back, trying to do things that feel normal, running around, trying to deal with kids' schedules, adult schedules. Is school going to be on? Is work going to be on? All that stuff just makes it even trickier for people to check out some music. You know, music is like an extra bonus or extra little privilege, right? It's like the cherry on top if you have time. But for other people, it's their soul and their fabric. And that's how we got through it. And we want to share it with y'all. And we asking people, really, we're just asking. It's like asking for your vote. We asking people, find 50 minutes, right? Tuck away 50 minutes. Listen to our whole album. You know what I'm saying? You might not do it in one sitting, but if you could find 50 minutes, like, you want to do it like the same day, though. You know, give it 25 in the morning, you know, maybe 10 while you're at lunch, and, you know, give it the rest, you know, later at night or whatever. But if you can make it through, listen to it from start to bottom. We try to make a cohesive package, mastermind by my man.
It's a 3-course meal.
It's a 3-course meal. Yeah, absolutely.
So sit down and eat with us. You know what I mean? And reality is that, like, you know, this is beyond the beautiful masterpiece that we created together, you know, because we're inspiring others to engage in what we are saying on these records and our philosophy behind the music. And the connection is outrageous. You know, it's actually unfathomable to most people, right? But we're making this happen. And, you know, we already got plans to go to the BET Awards, even if we sitting in the back. I'd rather start there, you know what I mean, and move my way to the front. But you'll see us there. So for all of y'all that support, the biggest thing you could do is go pre-save that whole album on whatever platform you used to. If you don't get it, just get the iTunes, download it for whatever it is, $9.99 and some flames, and support the movement, because we're doing more than just music.
Absolutely. Well said. Yeah, we to follow up on your Clubhouse thing. So we've really been telling a lot of people that are close to us, if you're not on Clubhouse, to get on it. Even if you are on it, maybe rethink what you're doing on it. And that's part of what Quo was touching on about, dealing with executives. You can jump in a room, much like we're in a room right now, right? We're just broadcasting a room. We're talking to each other, right? But there's a lot of y'all who can check out our conversation. It's the same on Clubhouse, except it's not a video and you don't chime in with words. You have to talk. You have to get on the mic and talk. And so it's just the same little icon that you see in a trail of comments like on Facebook, except it's not a trail. It's everybody's in a room, like, in like a grid. You see all the people there, little circular heads. You might have 20 people. You might have 100. The top 3 that started the room, maybe, or 4 or 5, they're like the moderators up top. Moderators can make other people moderators if they got value to add into the room. You raise your hand, they can make you up on the stage. They can ultimately make you a moderator. That means you can invite people in and make them moderators and so forth. And the discussion can really grow and snowball. It can get heated. Certain rooms are really trash. And there's a subsection of people that go on there just to vent, right? It's like their stress relief. They go on, they start a room and they're talking about nothing, and you can find those rooms all day and they might have 300 people because, like we said, it's crazy times right now.
Clubhouse is not for the venomous. It is not for the negativity. It's for the positivity and unity of progression, progressing forward. If you are a progressive thinker and someone that is unified in your mind, heart, body, soul, everything about you, if you're a family man, a family woman, educator, someone that has thought, someone that has value, understand your value can be amplified around the right people. And the difference is you start surrounding yourself, or by nature, your environment, the product that you are given is not the right people. You're not stuck with that. You can escape. And fortunately, social media and things like Clubhouse especially have given the people that don't have the degree an opportunity to shine. The people that didn't do good in school, etc.
It's interesting. You see us getting flagged sometimes for playing something on Facebook. I wonder if Facebook would flag us for broadcasting through, we could log on to Club Deck, which is a way to see Clubhouse. I could share a screen and I could show people what it looks like. Now, people even say on Instagram, they talk about the behind the scenes code. If you even say the word Clubhouse in a post, your post will get flagged and they won't post it. So they don't want this. They're scared. They don't want the cross promotion of it, right? And I get it. There's copycats, there's clones coming out, there's different apps.
Yeah. And let me do a timeout. Well, let's talk about this real quick so that I can salute Facebook. You know what, Pro? Maybe you show them that little thing I sent. We'll talk about that
word. This is how you salute on Facebook.
Yeah, this is how I'm saluting Facebook.
I love it. All right, so let me just put it on our screen here.
We love you, Facebook. Don't get that twisted. So this right here, check this out. So on the the group that I'm in on that other app, we'll speak in that time.
Bridging the Gap.
Yeah, Bridging the Gap youth program founded by Tamara Wills, who was on our show last week on Friday. If you did not catch it, please do. She's an incredible person, huge soul, surrounded by a bunch of us. So I created this little movement, Bridging the Gap youth program, Africa chapter. So I changed my profile picture, did a couple things, and it seemed like someone was paying me to get friends, because I've gotten 3,000 friend requests over the past 5-6 days. It's incredible. And I had a lot of Africa coming in the chat, and they were artists, and I'm like, what is going on? After a few hundred, you're like, what's up, right? This can't be a scam. So I got people FaceTiming me. I'm in the chat and they're like trying to certify who I am. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. And I'm like, yo, after a few FaceTimes, I'm like, why did you request me, bro? And they're like, you look like Khaled. You get your
quote.
Yeah, right. And it was like, I was like, oh, okay, I got certified. Right. And I said, this is the most intricate plot against me, or it's real. So anyway, I started to amass artists and producers, and I'm talking about huge talents in Africa hitting me with YouTube videos that look like there's a budget behind them. And again, great music. And I started to just formulate a little plan with the Bridging the Gap philosophy of uniting these artists, producers, promoters, dancers, graphic designers, educators, because talking about STEM, tying it all together and bringing a real movement. Because the sad part of it is when them lights go down for a lot of these boys and these young folks, they're done. You know what I mean? They got the plug and they can be on their phone, but their data's out. They can't do much. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of silent thinking. And these boys are incredible human beings, because they only have one or two options. It's live or the opposite, right? So I really love all my African brothers. Yo, we got this movement riding. Please share. You already know the information. We'll talk about it. And one last shout out is to my people in Birdhouse. Yo, DJ Chili Chill, right? We got DJ Ice Mike. We got Rican. We got Lexi. We got Ash. Yo, the whole movement is huge. Radio station status. Look, plug in with us because they the next move and we involved with them. We salute y'all all day. Those are my 2 plugs for Facebook / the other app that we ain't gonna mention.
And Coco the plug.
Yeah. Charles, what up? We see you, brother.
Yeah, man. So on the with the Clubhouse, you know, like I was saying, it's kind of like this, except you're talking, the people pop up. You might find, though, somebody who isn't about it like you are, but you can hop right out of the room and there's 100 more rooms. You know, you just scroll down. You can create a room anytime, right? So that's kind of the power of it. You can go on there, you talk about what you want to talk about, and you attract the audience that's coming looking for the title. So you got to be clever with the title and make it what you want. But Quo was up in a room today that I was invited to moderate that was about math education. And so what I've been saying to Quo is, out of the 2 of us, it's like, you're probably more the natural educator. For me, it was more learned, you know? And it's like, I tell you that all the time. Like I get on the app and I'm like, yo, they're like, oh, you know, sometimes it's awkward. They're like, okay, you can see my resume, right? My bio's there. You can look at my stuff and see I have like the STEM.
Who's this?
Who's this Quo guy, right? Like, what's he gonna? And I'm like, no, you gotta wait till he comes in the room. Yo, you came in the room today in the math room. They were like bowing down. They were like, oh, hell, Quo. You know what I'm saying? So
I appreciate all of those educators for doing that. It made me feel real good.
Snaps are like clicking your mic on and off. You can see the mic go on and off like you could if we were to mute our mics right now, right? So that's kind of like snapping, like you would for spoken word poet or whatever. It's the applause, you know. But yeah. Quo comes in the room and because you speak from the heart, bro, and like, you know, that's what makes the show cool, because you know you bring that out of people. You make people feel comfortable, and that's the job of an educator. I said it before, every class I teach, everyone thinks it's all about your math knowledge when you're teaching math. It's about making people feel comfortable to do something that is typically uncomfortable for about half the population. Half the population hates math, the other half loves it, right? Maybe it's even 70-30 these days, you know, and towards the 70 of the hate side, right? Or the strongly dislike. You don't find many people in the middle. Oh, yeah, okay, math. You know, no, it's usually very strong feelings. Math phobia is real. So you get on there and the essence that you bring, what you bring to the group, to the show, to all the stuff you do, you're a 100% people person. You may not necessarily look like it when you see you in a still picture. You look a little bit like a mean DJ Khaled, right? And it's kind of
smile more, you know.
Yeah, bro. And it's the same with me. It's the same with me. You know what I mean? And I'm no tough guy or anything like that, right? But you just grow up a certain way. You hold yourself a certain way, and you know, whether it's you were jumped once or someone made fun of you or somebody hits you when you weren't looking or whatever it was, you grow up a certain way as young boys and turn it into men. And in the Northeast, especially, you know, someone says hi to you, you're like, what's this person talking about?
Let me tell you something, Yoda. You know what's greater than a Lamborghini? The GPS has built into it. So, you know, when I got a destination, I'm trying to go to LA, right? That GPS is guiding me without any thought, any question. Yeah, especially you got a Tesla, you straight. Yeah. You straight. And let me tell you something, you my GPS, bro.
Appreciate that.
100%. So I mean, you know, as much as you talk me up, it's incredible. Like what I was saying, man, you know, the Redwood theory, I don't even need to preach it. I'm just gonna say hashtag Redwood theory. That's what it is, you know. We are all supposed to do this in life.
And that's what we said in that room. It's what I say all the time. You're getting a glimpse into what I do all the time, but what you do naturally. And so you see that it's the same thing that I say to students in the classroom. For all of y'all who got parents, who are parents out there, who got kids, right? Sometimes it's y'all. And you don't know any better, right? It's all, when I say y'all, it's us, right? It's like we say things, then our kids hear us talking like, we're not a math person, or I don't know about that. You better go ask your father. The second you start doing that kind of stuff and you make math seem like it's some mystical hard stuff, kids buy into it and they go, oh, this is hard. Mommy doesn't know it or daddy doesn't. You can't speak like that. You got to make math like it's just like any other thing, right? And the thing is to try to convince students, you try to convince students to not believe the hype that it's some magical thing on a mountain that only the lucky can understand or the special. There's nothing special about it. Just like everything. You can crack the code of music. You can crack, rap, right? Was it like, were we born into rap? Were we rapping when we were 2? No, I say I've been rapping most of my life that I basically can remember.
But however, we fell in love with
it. You fall in love with it. You're in the culture of it. You're surrounded by it, whatever. You come into it, you learn it. Fee knows. I mean, we listen, we were laughing about, I got my first cassette album that we did. And you think it's all that when you first make it. It's so awful. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you have to keep at it. And then you become something greater, right? And it's the same with math. There are no freaking math people. Stop it. Stop it with all that stuff.
We all
are scientists and mathematicians. We're humans, yo. The gift from God is you're here, you're alive. That's it. There's no special math people. There's no special rappers. Now, you might have DNA that allows you to be more probably a basketball player if you're 6'9". Of course, we get that. But there's no wiring in your mind. They have never found any wiring. Now, if you want to think that there might be, cool. We haven't discovered it yet, right? There's no wiring. There's no math gene. There's none of that stuff. So stop it.
And every voice is designed to be heard, That's
absolutely. We're all teachers. We're all students, man.
And one thing going back to parenthood too is that the better we get as parents of securing away our insecurities, to shield them from that, to only see strength, to become putting the S on your chest, putting the flash symbol on your chest, right? That's how you do it. And what that does is that makes you better, because you do not want to see your child in front of a situation where you are weak. And we are weak, but guess what? As a parent, you have to grow up, and you cannot be weak in front of your child. And the moment you start flipping off the hinge, not paying attention to what you say, what your child's intaking, what they're seeing you do, right?
Right.
That's where where we start as parents.
It's always our failure, right? It's like there's no bad kids. There's none of that stuff, right? It's our failure. And really there's no bad people parents. There's people who are bad at parenting, but there's not enough classes for this kind of stuff. We watch some of the right and wrong things our parents, grandparents, uncles, brothers, sisters do. We learn, we're lucky, we're privileged to see some of that. And if you pay attention to anything, I mean, you can help figure it out. And the generation that's coming up now that is born into a video generation, right? You can learn to be a basketball player. You can learn to be a mathematician. You can learn to be a rapper. You can learn to code. You can learn to do calculus, right? So everyone says this now. They'll say, like, my son included, like, oh my gosh, they're so smart. Yeah, because they have the tools and the curiosity, and you give them the time and the space, especially with a year of COVID under their belt. My son is like, should have a degree in computers right now. He's ridiculous, right? But it's like, well, what do you expect? You got a 7-year-old with extra time in front of, YouTube. They're going to start watching YouTube videos. Now, the onus is upon us to limit what they're watching and doing that kind of stuff. And then sparking that curiosity, taking it and go, yeah, you want to go put together this, kind of like when we were younger, it might have been, or our parents were younger, it might have been like an erector set or something like that, right? The equivalent of those are everywhere. You go in every store, there's STEM this, STEM that, right? STEM is big. There's so much money in STEM. The country has so much money to devote to STEM that they can't give it away, right? That's what we're trying to say. So it's like you'll see these companies, Bridging the Gap, one of them too, they're onto it. They're like, yo, if we can just get our exact same thing as my dissertation. My dissertation says the exact same thing. I got a doctorate for it, right? It's like there's this population over here that needs to be employed, right? And there's this field that's high paying, right? Pays a lot of money, but we don't have enough qualified people. When I say we, I mean the country. So we have to hire from overseas, fly those people in to the country on visas to go to school, right? Then fly them back home if they're not able to stay on different grounds and different means, right? So, Michio Kaku says this. He's a futurist theoretical physicist who does a lot of public speaking. Some of you may have seen him. If you haven't, check him out. He says this. He gets right up on video, and he goes, the dirty little secret, right? You look up one of his videos, says the dirty little secret. The dirty little secret America doesn't want to know. We import our geniuses, or the quote unquote geniuses. We don't have math and science people in this country. We don't, right? When I graduated from UMass Lowell and got my master's in math, like the amount of people who are in my program that didn't come from another country was extremely slim, right? Because it's not pushed on our students. It isn't like there's something in the water. People, you hear people talking, saying all that stupid stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, Indians are just better at math, or Asians are just better at math. And the country values math more in the country, perhaps, right? And people know that it's a means to an end. So yeah, it's maybe pushed on the kids. There's no Asian gene for math. I mean, it's like, stop with the silliness, right? If you want kids to get interested in STEM and science, I say it all the time, do what I have on my shirt. Barry Allen over here is studying theoretical physics, basically, right? He's a genius. He's a chemistry guy, a biology guy. He's running if you want to expose someone to the ideas of the CERN laboratory in Switzerland, Geneva, Switzerland, right? Which is the Large Hadron Collider, which smashes particles together to see what happened at the first instant after the universe was created, a la the Big Bang, 13.9 billion-ish years ago. That's what the world has invested in the ground of Geneva, Switzerland. Well, on this show, I keep pointing the wrong side. On this show, Barry Allen is running around with a genius who's helping him figure out why he's so fast, right? So you got an entry point to turn your kids on to that when they're old enough to watch the show, whenever you feel that's ready, or sit down and watch it with them. And you can talk about particle accelerators because that's what they have in their lab, right? So they're talking about these science and STEM concepts. Now, if you would have related to me the Flash when I was in 3rd grade, I would have been all in with science and math early. Exactly. I wouldn't have had to backdoored it. You know what I'm saying?
And so that's that wasn't nothing thing. It's crazy because, it makes sense.
We're running that tonight.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Dubs, shout out Mr. Dubs. If you ever see this, make sure I love you, brother. Teacher, dean, he moved up real quick. But just opening that door to say, yo, Jay, come rap your song in front of the class and made me feel good about what I was doing and not shun it,
And here it is.
Oh, we gonna play it.
Right there is where you need to click. You need to hit your pre-save. You need to hit your pre-ad. You need to hit the pre-save. That's that ProQuo. Look at the address up here. It's it's orcd.co/Instant Brotherhood, right? So that's where you find the pre-save. And when you find the Instant Brotherhood, this special link, you seeing that right there, right?
I'm seeing the pictures. I haven't moved.
All right. Cool. I thought.
But also, shout out LD Freedom Corner brand.
Let me give it to you,
brother.
We're gonna give this to you.
You gonna play That Wasn't Nothing?
We're playing That Wasn't Nothing right now
produced by M. Dot, aka Jake LaDotta.
Yeah, we're gonna run it. So it's what we're saying right now. It's just in rhyme form, and it's like before we hit that play, right? I'm just gonna say this for it. I wasn't born a mathematician. I wasn't born a rapper. We worked at it, right? May have had the aptitude at a thing or two, but you got to have people who interest you and enhance it. Get your kids interested in these kind of things through popular culture of comic books, nerd culture, right? It's out there. It's Barry Allen. It's when you're watching Ant-Man and you're watching, Scott, he falls into the quantum realm. You know what I mean? So it's like, what's the quantum realm, mommy, daddy? Talk about it there. Hip hop can be that bridge too. That's all we're talking about. And this is what, people instinctively know. This is what Bridge the Gap knows works. This is what Quo knows works. This is what I did a dissertation about that works. It's like, use hip hop, use popular culture to get people in it, put the magic in the music and tell them your story, and be a superhero for your kids, man. Be a superhero.
And and to all my artists out there, don't bite. It's copyright. You know what I'm saying? Learn from it, but don't bite. It's copyright.
When they was telling me I wasn't nothing. When they was telling me I wasn't nothing. It's the show shot, making metaphor drop. Hanging on to something since I grew up on the block. People take you down and break it down to what you got. Looking at your feet, calculations getting dropped. Listening to beats, you try to break up out the box. Losing lots of sleep cause we be doing what you not. Fueling all my heat, these when it's cold up in the spot. Gassing all these sheets when I be speaking off the top. Supplying for these streets, I ain't bigger without pop. I be lying to you each if I don't tell you what the Scots. I'm either trying or I'm dying. When I'm riding over chops, think I'm flying and I'm crying over everything I mock. When they was telling me I wasn't nothing, I called on my brothers and my cousins. I never lied to me, that's how we function. Ride or die, that's the only thing we trusted. When they was telling me I wasn't nothing, I called on my brothers and my cousins. I never lied to me, that's how we function. Ride or die, that's the only thing we trust.
Yeah, I know the mathematics is sick and prose and nasty. So what's the reason why you will cross me like X-axis? You out your mind when I rhyme, weaving the narrative, conceive more clean since probably Jesus of Nazareth. Now, what you see is the second coming of Lazarus. Lyrics fit for museums, lines cover pages like atlases. These Mary Magdalene feet clean with no caddises. Went from the street teens to sweet dreams and palaces, swinging in the Excalibur swift. Living these chalices, dipping these feather pens into ink, thinking of passages. Had no talent for rapping, my class average was falling deep in the labyrinth, even sleeping his battle raps. My math aptitude evidence since the 3rd grade, verbal skills ever since then, murderous wordplay. Mostly my attitude, only thing ever challenged me. That's why I show my faculty gratitude when they challenge me.
When they was telling me I wasn't nothing, I called on all my brothers and my cousins. I never lied to me, that's how we function. Ride or die, that's the only thing we trust in. When they was telling me I wasn't nothing, I called on all my brothers and my cousins. I never lied to me, that's how we function. Ride or die, that's the only thing we trust. My dean passed me through the school system, spit rhymes in the classroom. Everybody different. D- to an A+. Math's finest, pull the grades up. I don't want a day once trying to buy the day's lunch. Lenny told me blaze up before your day's up. Figured how to raise the maze up. I probably praise luck. And y'all drinking. Morpheus hands and y'all thinking. Glorious lands where man's driven. Blow up his band, seeing addition. Multiply facts, subtract all of them subscriptions. Bonafide raps react to the truth given. 34 C's on a line, rock swishing. MCs, I look for anything missing. Just B's need to see the 7 C's and collision. Get believe superstition. Got the reeds in the kitchen. Their weight, mortician, fed weight, hard hitting. It's a cruise expedition, cruise line through the threads that I'm stitching. Blue lines, cocaine, not envisioned. Red lights, no brass on a mission. When they was telling me I wasn't nothing, I called on all my brothers and my cousins. I never lied to me, that's how we function. Ride or die, that's the only thing we trust in. When they was telling me I wasn't nothing, I called on all my brothers and my cousins. I never lied to me, that's how we function. Ride or die, that's the only thing we trust in.
Woo! Yo, shout out Holly Lang. She pulling people in the room. Make sure you guys share, invite. This is how we spread the message. Spread the show to the good people on Facebook. See how I keep doing that?
Yeah, yo. That was I wasn't nothing, man. And shout out to DJ Slipwax, who wasn't nothing nice on those scratches, yo.
Ew.
Yes, sir. So yeah, that was what we were talking about, just in rap form, you know. Hope y'all caught that. If not, run it back when it drops next Friday.
On the 16th.
And yo, don't be afraid to buy your favorite artist stuff too. You don't have to just stream it. You know, you can get on the Apple Music, you can get on Amazon, you can go drop 99 cents a track or $9 an album or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we ain't mad at you.
We feeding the hungry though. We feeding the hungry. On the real though.
Yes, sir.
So what's poppin', man?
You know what? I told some people we're gonna talk a little hoops too.
Let's talk.
This NBA Finals, man. Are you believing the dream? Are you believing the dream right now in Phoenix, man? Phoenix up 2-0 for all the non-basketball fans out there. We got Milwaukee with the Greek Freak, and he's playing. He's not hurt.
Man, my boy, what's his name? The center. I'm so horrible. I can't believe first round draft pick last year.
What team are we talking about?
Suns.
Oh, yeah.
Their center. Antoine, is it Antoine?
Let's look up his name so I don't screw him up.
I feel bad because I knew his name, but anyway. Him and Booker.
Because I was thinking Brook Lopez, but I'm on the wrong team. Hold on. Who are we talking about? What is the Phoenix center's name? Someone should beat us to it. I can only think of Jake Ryder and Chris Paul and Devin Booker right now. DeAndre Ayton.
Yes, yeah. DeAndre.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Ayton, when I saw he was drafted, I was just looking at some of his, work on YouTube before the draft, and his size and his personality and positivity. Him and Booker coming from that foundation of basically like a mason, bricklaying foundation, doing the drills, putting in the work, becoming the superstar he is. Because you can't drop 60 points in a game like season 1 or 2, right? I mean, dude is a problem, bro. And when he's a young boy too, so it's very reminiscent of the Tatum Brown situation with those two. I feel. You know what I mean? That youth, really good leadership. You know, you can feel it, and that's why they are where they are. As you know, really, they're not vets, you know, but
Yeah,
they're going to be vets after this.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm gonna share the screen here. You said the magic word. I don't know if you know what word you said.
I don't. I
You
didn't
said
do
a
that.
magic.
I didn't do it on purpose.
You said a magic word. Let's try to share it. See if I can.
Tatum.
Could have been. Might have been. Let's see if we can go right to here. Bang, bang, boom. Look at that. I was in we got a new grocery store here called Harris Teeter, and we got those are big out here. I was in there today with my son. I was like, yo, look who's on the chips. He's like, is that Jason Tatum? I was like, sure is. That's in Virginia, folks.
That's great.
Those Ruffles got Boston Celtics on
deserved. That seems like that could be one of the most unofficial.
Well, absolutely is. Yo, shout out to Ruffles.
we about to, people, we about to do a theme song for Ruffles, though.
Yeah, man. We drop theme songs faster than you know what to do. You know what I'm saying? We got the Ruffles got ridges, baby.
I started
Ruffles got ridges.
I wrote
Rich
some
like
Todd
Ridges. Yeah, man. We got Ruffles got ridges. We got barbecue. We got all the flavors.
Ruffles got ridges is a.
I'm okay with Ruffles. I like the. Again, I'm into the low fat chips because it makes me feel like I'm doing something. I get the low fat Ruffles ridges. You know what I'm saying? I'll drop those with no problem.
I like the Cape Cod. The Cape Cods are nice, you know.
Absolutely.
Crunch with a steak and cheese, but you don't need the steak and cheese. But you could have a vegetarian.
Shout out to Holly Lang with the last name of Scott Lang. I was shouting out Scott Lang. You may have missed it. Shout out to Ant-Man in the quantum realm. You know what I'm saying? So we got this quantum literacy program going on at my university. I'm a part of the team, right?
Talk about that.
Yeah. I want to talk about that just a little bit. So quantum literacy. People hear quantum and they're like, yo, what are you talking about, right? Quantum. Like I gotta know all kinds of calculus and linear algebra and all that stuff. No, not for quantum literacy, right? So we have a bunch of math and science people on a team. I'm just one of 5 at my institution. We're all working on this grant team, and we're part of an HBCU network of schools, including Morgan State, our university as well. Our community college portion of our university is leading the charge, right? So we're trying to offer we have a 2-year program inside of our university. So, which makes us a little different than some places, because a lot of places, they sort of outsource that, you know, like we'll have a community college over there and the university over here. Nope. In DC, they're all in the same umbrella. So it's the community college realizing that, or what we call the community college, right? Where the 2-year degrees are offered. You can get your 2-year degree, then get your 4, then go get your, master's, doctorate, whatever, what have you. But we realize the community, the people in DC, need access to be quantum literate, because a lot of people are up on Bitcoin. A lot of people, or at least, think they're up on crypto.
Yeah,
right?
the crypto, exactly. The crypto, yeah.
Yeah, and the reason I always say Bitcoin is because Bitcoin has a math algorithm behind it, right? That made the coin come into existence. So it's a math problem you had to solve to get the Bitcoin, right? So a lot of people aren't even up on that, right? They just like, hey, give me the currency, whatever, I'm good. Let me trade it. Basically, not really using it for real currency. They want to trade it, right? Watch it appreciate and sell it at the right time. The math behind some of that, you hear people talking about blockchain, and people are like, what the heck is blockchain? You can just basically put blockchain on a bio these days, and people go, listen. I mean, there's some research articles out there that talked about the improvement of your company value shooting up as high as 1/3 if you just mention blockchain, even though most people have no idea what it is, right? And so quantum is the intersection of where that technology comes into play. So now quantum, just to really give a really dumbed down sort of definition, is the closest thing to magic that there is in the universe. That's my dumbed down definition, right? It's like if you're watching one of these superhero shows, there's probably some allure with quantum in there, right? And quantum's not new. It's been, people have been talking about those titles since '80. I remember when I got my my first quantum book, like when I forget what it was called. It was one of the ones by what's his name? The author that writes all the cheesy sci-fi books. I can't remember his name. His name escapes me at the second, but someone
definitely don't know.
Yeah, it was a timeline. Michael Crichton,
Mr. McFadden.
No, it was Michael Crichton, Timeline, right? Great book, right? And it's kind of like pop culture, quantum. They were talking about qubits and quantum bits and quantum foam and anything with time travel. But quantum is where
I was reading Psychos. I have to get it. Keep going. My bad. I forgot the name of it.
No, it's all good.
Psycho Cybernetics.
Okay. I didn't read that.
Cool, but go ahead, continue. I love it.
So quantum is basically the idea of a particle can be in two places at the same time. Yeah, that's what's happening in the quantum. But what makes it sort of mystical is that you don't see that in everyday life, right? Quantum, we're talking really small, right? We're talking things below the, let's say the nanoscale, right? And smaller when you're looking at inside of an electron, right? Things moving behave differently in the quantum realm than they do in the physical realm that we're in right now. Right now, if we put our hand over here to the wall, it's not going to go through the wall. It's going to stop. In the land of quantum, it's not exactly like that. Things can go through walls. They can penetrate. They can be in two places at once. They can become quantumly entangled. And once a particle is quantumly entangled with its counter, with its pair, if this guy is doing this, this guy is doing this. If this guy is spun in a different direction, this guy is spun in the opposite direction. So they're intimately linked forever. You can link these and you can send them any distance, and you can just somebody looking at the particle go, hey, let me look at that particle. It knows it's been observed, and its counterpart does the same thing on the other side of the universe. Verified over and over and over again. Okay,
that's incredible.
That is what we're talking about. We're talking about quantum. So clever people,
magnetic.
So clever people, being math and scientists, right, have come up with ways to use that to our advantage as a society. Our phones operate on this principle. Many things are starting to work on that, like quantum security, quantum technology, encryption. When you hear, Bitcoin and you hear cryptocurrency, crypto is from cryptology, making it secret, right? Making it so people can't hack it, right? So you're doing the behind the scenes math that I got the pleasure to teach when I was at Wentworth Institute of Technology, teaching there. I've taught a couple classes for the adjunct too, even after I moved. And those students are learning, sometimes that's their field. Other times they're just learning the basics in these courses like discrete math and beginning computer courses. That's one thing. You can learn how the math works, and we can teach you how the math works, right? The math is not incredibly complex. Looks it when you first look at it, but if somebody explained it to you like I just did with those principles, you might go, that's kind of interesting. Now show me the math that justifies that, right? And the math, you have to know things like vectors, which is basically like graphs, and the way, like if you saw an angle on a graph that goes like this, right? A vector is kind of the same thing with like a magnitude, direction, right? The same idea, but it has some math. You can multiply them certain ways. You can add them certain ways. And it looks different because the code's different. And here's what Quo and I are always saying. You're always being conned by bad mathematicians or people that don't want you to know the secret, because they don't want you in the field, because they want to make the money. Because they want to be the ones. Yeah, they want to be the ones that you call smart, right? Yeah. And like, they're not, right? It's a con job. It's like, I say rocket science isn't even rocket science. It's not. It's just step-by-step layering that when you look at from the bottom of the mountain and you look up, you go, I could never do that, but you scaffold it little by little.
This is how we verify that. He could if he wanted to. If he didn't love rap so much, he'd be working with NASA.
And he still might.
And he still might.
He's interrelated with all those people right now. So it's like,
exactly. So I mean, pay attention, my people.
But what I'm saying is, you could too. Even the way that you have to describe that, right, is in this realm of what we're saying, of that, like that makes somebody smart, right? Or like working on rockets suddenly makes you like super smart, and it's really not. It's just the
definition of E equals MC squared.
Yeah. It's just like, you have to, like anything, like learning to become a good MC. It's the same thing, except we heap praise on mathematicians because it's hard, right? We go, it's hard. It's not hard. It's got lots of steps, and most people give up. So it's not that you're not wired for it. You're not built for running through the wall, right? You're built to stop when you face some resistance and you go, I can't do that. No, you can, but you've been conned by people who've told you that it's so hard you could never learn it. Or the words that faculty have used towards you, or maybe the nonverbal cues they use, make you think that you're not cut out for it. And, Fee and I have talked about this too. Went to UMass Lowell. Other students went there. They weed you out in the college courses. They weed you out in math. They weed you out in science. They make you feel like, you're from that school, you can't do it, or you listen to too much hip hop, you'll never figure it out, or whatever. All these kind of things, or you're too brown, or you're too black, or you're too whatever, right? And it's like a con job. And it's not always said, it's not always direct, it's not always in your face, but it's that attitude when the teacher turns her back and isn't going to look you in the eye. and is just going to say, well, there it is on the board, figure it out. Like basically like stupid, figure it out, stupid, you know? So you got those kind of educators, and hopefully those move aside. And then you got educators who want you to get it, who are like, no, you too can be a scientist. Like, let me get you interested in it, and let me show you that it's not just for super smart people. And so my point with the quantum literacy is we're just trying to get people in to realize that you can be literate about how it works, so that you could, like, here's the metaphor. If you can't use the internet right now, it's good luck getting a job that has anything to do with tech, right? It's going to be the same way with quantum. If you don't have quantum general literacy, the quantum revolution is coming. It's upon us. You're just not aware yet if you're not aware. And when it's here in 5 to 10 years and you're looking around, just like people will talk about Bitcoin being all the rage, quantum is the math behind everything. And it's going to get to the point where if you don't understand the general, not even the math, just the general principle,
you'll miss the spaceship.
You'll be illiterate. You will not be in line, right? So get your kids, when they say I want to be interested in quantum, let them. You know what I'm saying?
And look, to verify this, I got off with the most incredible conversation with a executive coach, and we're gonna do a little plug for Mrs. Nicole Jones Plug. Okay, I get off a conversation with her, and I said the first thing out of my mouth: everyone is a star, but not everyone can achieve the unrealistic. Do you believe that you a star? Because the majority of people are going to tell you you can't, it won't, and it's not real, and it won't be a reality because they don't believe that they a star.
It's deep in your psyche. It's deep in your psyche.
So believe you a star. Don't let anybody ever tell you different. If you believe it in your core, you keep at it. Because let me tell you, just like Pro was saying, when I was a kid, I was making my music that y'all glorify me about right now. I was horrible. Completely horrible. I grew into adulthood. The biggest step is going from teenage to adulthood in your lyrics and in your flow and in your presentation. Grown man music. We got too many grown teens rapping. Stop it. It's my feeling. And don't get me wrong, we still need to have that, but do it and preach something different, right? Like they come up to you, say, I want to do this. You saying, no, you don't. Do this. Get your education. You like rap? Yo, get in the field. And you never know. What happens is that we start turning rappers into doctors. We start turning rappers into presidents from this jump off because hip hop is that powerful, you know, and we all know that. hiphopcitizen.com. Shout out to my man Don Juan the Mac putting this all together. Big shout out to you, brother. This is plug night. Yeah, we plugging tonight.
Yo, how many people know our man Don Juan, right, has an MBA, right? You probably didn't know that. You see Don Juan pop in and out of here. Yo, MBA, baby. That dude he's I'm not gonna tell you his finances, but Don Juan's a real deal. You know what I'm saying? Don Juan's
my opening bars to the STEM joint. Scammers going NBA via MBAs. New hood talking 4 zeros, moving 1s to K's. Suit and tie fly, but these hoodies about to keep me paid. Do or die vibe multiplied in a quantum way. Gardner's intelligence equated to things I say. I feel when I subtract where your dollars sent. When you ill, but you still in your feelings of accomplishment. Actuary specialist creating your retirement. Stems adding A's tallied up in my environment. Focused on the arts, and that's why I left off, bro.
Yeah, there's only been about 20 opportunities in the last week for you to bless us with those kind of things. I'm just glad that's coming into fruition. And I'm
glad that you realign me. Yo, I gotta say it to the public, man. I'm a great student. Pro, can you certify that real quick?
You are a great student. Speaking of,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, speaking of which, there's a fly in the house. I'm just gonna tell you, there's a fly in the house. He was in the house. He dipped out. He'll be back.
Yeah, he'll be back. So, you know,
Jay Cruz is a great student.
I am. And you know what happens, people, is that you got to remember when you become successful. My dad has taught me about this, a real successful first one-on-one, you know, hand in hand, like he did it. And whatever you are at the time of your success gets amplified. And if you're not on the course of projecting up in a positive fashion, you're probably going to go the other way. You know what I'm saying? So one thing that I can tell you from my personal experience already is that you need to have a mentor in your life who can always set you straight. And at the end of the day, if their opinion weighs heavier than your opinion, it overrides it. No matter what you feel, I'm a feeler, right? So no matter what you feel, when knowledge is power and your mentor, you find that mentor. I have many, luckily. Pro is my, my closest brother, like in this whole movement, and I look up to him like Yoda. But he had to correct me the other day, and we had the most beautiful conversation because it was very energetic about, like where we're coming from and our thought about how we should make things work. And that's where, when you get into that conversation, it can turn ugly if you're not straight. Who is who? Student, teacher. Make your argument. Present yourself, because 99% of the time, Pro's like, yeah, you're right. But that 1%, or it could be 10, or it could be whatever. For me, it's like I would say, let's be modest and say 5%. I'm arguing my point, but at the end of the day, he's going to convince me if I'm wrong. And if I'm right, he'll stop trying to convince me.
Well, yeah, I think the important, and thanks for the shout out. I think the important thing is that when you're passionate about something, that you let someone know in a way that's not berating, but in a way that emphasizes that, yo, I wouldn't be telling you this if I didn't feel really strongly about this from real experience. Like, I'm not gassing you. This is from a place where this has been my truth, and I'm not gonna BS you on it. Like, this is how I've seen it. If I'm wrong, hey, I'm cool. I'm cool. Tell me I'm wrong after. I'll be like, man, I was wrong. You know what I'm saying?
And flip that too. If I had the ego, right? So this is the situation that occurs all the time. When you got the ego, and then the conversation comes into play where you feel like you got some momentum, ego kicks in, and now you have done shut your teacher down. Now you've lost. Your coach is gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. You just have to. Again, it's about finding position. And again, Pro, you Pro. Making me Pro.
That sounds.
I told him. I said, you in the sky with your cape, and you said, Jay, hang on to the coat. Hang on to the coattails of my thing. You can fly, bro. Trust me. I'm like, bro, I can't. No, just hang on to my coattails. Go up. I'm gonna fly up 10,000 feet, and then you're gonna let go, and you'll figure it out.
We all get into different arenas where we have where we feel like we have either specialty or that we feel like we have a lot to learn, right? And a lot of times we're convinced to believe we have a lot to learn in a lot of areas, when in reality, it might just be one or two things. It might just be one or two things that have made you feel inadequate about a certain way. And then there's other times in your gut, you're like, you know what? I might have a few people fooled with this thing, but I have a lot to learn. I tell my students that. I'll do math, right? They believe that I'm like the greatest mathematician in the history of the world. And I'm like, no, trust me, I have gaps. There's gaps in this that I don't have. And they'll be like, no, come on, you don't have a. And I'm like, trust me. They're like, okay, what's a gap you have? And I'm like, well, when you transfer from Calc 2 to Calc 3, there's this little spot that I've always fudged it. I never memorized it. And I never really convinced myself why it was what I was reading in the book. I never really figured it out. And so I've never sat down, like I've done with almost all the other topics, for like 2 hours, maybe 3, maybe 4, skipped a movie that I didn't want to skip, or skipped watching the Celtics live and watched it on tape, and sat down and convinced myself that this was true. And until you do that, you have to convince yourself. Sometimes you have to just do what Jay said. He was like, okay, I'm gonna trust in him. It's just like sometimes I have to trust in the book. I'll be like, yo, I gotta trust the book, but you gotta go back to it and make it right for yourself. You gotta go back to it, reflect, ponder on it, and go, is that right? Or is that book just, did they make it? You know, we all feel that way. We read something and go, the book's got to be wrong. I check my answer 6 times. Once in a while, the book's wrong. Once in a while, the is wrong.
That's
Once
funny,
in a while, the teacher's wrong. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. I'll be showing sometimes something straight from the book, and I'll be like, oh, that's bad. Oh, that's an error. I'll tell the publisher, and they'll be like, yo, thanks. You know, because you feel bad.
I feel like the theme of my life is like Indiana Jones and the Last Crusades. I feel like Indiana. You know what I'm saying? When he's walking through that cave, right, to step out into nothingness, and he's got faith that there's something that he's going to step onto when he does. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? There's always a path for goodness. So, you know, we really, they're my man at yo, fly in the building, forever lives Yahweh, Freedom Corner brand, our co-host.
Speaking of a path, there's Fly. What up, Fly?
What it do, good people? How y'all doing, man?
Man, we trying to do the do, man. We trying to get it done, man. We building, we talking, we prophesizing, we playing some music. You got some music. I know you got some music.
I know you got some music. I might have some heat.
Yeah, I think you do.
I know you got some music.
And shout out
this
again.
guy always got music. You know, this guy.
They
got music.
We appreciate you. And yes, I guess you could say that we do kind of motivate and mentor.
That guy's got music.
Man, everybody got music, B. I think we're not. There's no musical deficit, man, amongst the brotherhood, man.
Nah, there is not. Yo, man, you coming with that fire, man. What's going on, man? What's going on with that fire, man?
Nah, man, I just had to blow off a little steam, man.
He's coming with that. I have to admit, my man LD was telling me too. He's like, wait till you hear some of this new heat coming from Fly. He's like, I was like, okay. I was like, and LD don't be talking like that. You know what I mean?
No.
So when LD is telling you, it's like, okay, you gotta know there's more in the tank coming.
He one of the most mightiest archangels we got, though.
For real, we're constantly working behind the scenes.
Gabriel.
I'm telling you,
Gabriel.
No
Michael
cap.
Gabriel. I like it a lot. Yo, shout out Tara too. She out in PA giving us the wave. We love you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Share. We out here in a lot of different locations: Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Mississippi, DC, VA. We were also repping internationally. We got my people out in Europe, Netherlands, France, Germany. We got Africa. Yeah, tapping in. All the states that tune. I mean, Chicago. We can keep going, right? LA.
So Fly, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
When are we gonna get a little link so we can play this, man? We need the official link. You gotta send it to us in the private link or something. We gotta run this, man. Are we gonna be able to run this?
Yeah, man. Of course, man. The link's kind of chunky, but
you can send it behind the scenes if you want, and we'll run it. I mean, unless you don't want to.
I can drop the Dropbox link, man. I have no problem. It's just getting it, man. As long as I can get it to you.
I think in the meantime, we got to show the people he prays.
Where you want me to send it, bro?
Send it in this the private link behind the scenes here, the one that says private chat.
All
right. So you want to hear a little he prays? Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
He prays.
We jump off with he prays, and then we lead right into that Fly joint. Come on, man. I love this dude, man. He's a brother, of course, but his music is just so on point. Talk about extra positive, man. Like extra knowledgeable, extra. Got the sauce.
I know why I can't find it, because I shut the link down. You can't be doing that. You know why? I was looking up the Milwaukee Bucks, man. That's why I was looking up the
Holly out in Maine. Shout out Maine. Appreciate that. I lived in Cape Elizabeth, Maine for a little while. I have a bad situation that I got into as a kid over there, though, and I wasn't allowed back in the school system. But yeah,
man, what you had going on, man?
Turn these real quick.
It was bad enough for them to say you were never coming back to a main school system.
Yeah, I know that story.
Yeah, that's a story and a half. We'll put that in the autobiography.
I was gonna say that needs a special segment somewhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that'll be on that biography that's not gonna be spoken. But I am who I am today, and I'm appreciative of my family, my mother, my father, my aunties, my uncles, my brothers, my cousins, my sisters. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The whole extended family. I am who I am because of all of y'all. You know what I mean? Feeding your light into my light to let it shine bright. Ooh, there we go.
That was a mouthful. That sounded legit.
That
Yo, wanted to say too to anybody who is on Clubhouse, check us out on the day of our release, which is next Friday. The album comes out 7:30. Is that right, Jay Cruz? The time we're gonna be up in the room. Blessing.
The room starts at 7. We go to 8:30,
and we start at 7:30. In that room, we're kind of kicking it off. It's kind of somewhere between a keynote and a feature. We're doing speaking about STEAM education, and then we're going right into our album. They're kind of having a / album party release for us on Clubhouse. It's a conference on Clubhouse, so mad people in there. So shout out to Educate Shout out to all the people that are cool with hip hop
moderators,
yeah,
Denise, Jen, like all of them, yo. And also big up again to DJ Ice Mike, who said that he's gonna help out with spinning our records on that, show. So again, blessed to just be around the same like-minded people and powerful souls. So
absolutely, so many good people we met on there. So let's play this. Let's play this. He Prays. Is that what we're trying to do?
And then lead into that little drop box.
Tell me if you hear it immediately when I play it. I might not have clicked the box. Tell me. Just give me a yes or no.
No. Oh, yeah, it's playing.
Yeah.
Hit your knees real quick. Hit your knees real quick. Hit your knees real quick. Let's skip the pleasantries. I'm more about that action as the remedy. To me, that's that heavenly blessing. I question everything with faith that it will work out. I work so mentally, cause deities to me have never been really about that equity. Create my destiny. Watch the world open sesame. Since y'all been watching Sesame Street on beats obsessively. Professing these gems in the streets before my specialty. Spitting mathematics in class, my rap is therapy. Incredibly. Rose to the ranks with growth steadily. My comrades falling off the feather knees like leprosy. Treachery and jealousy catching up something terribly. Many brothers questioningly gone, them John Kennedys. Been an accessory, longing for them accessories. Long as me alone, been bought up and had the recipe. Word to my enemies, I heard them say, if y'all ain't praying in this game, you better be ready to be prayed. Hit your knees real quick. Down. Hit your knees real quick. Hit your knees real quick. Down. Hit your knees real quick.
Yeah. Hit your knees real quick, though.
Hit your knees real quick.
Hit your knees real quick.
Hit your knees real quick.
Yeah, hit your knees real quick. Get blessed cause I be that slick. Your mouth on pout where I see you think. EQ the words, we don't need that drink. Fight through the urge, grown man instinct. It's consequential that I lead that rank. Armor loaded with the kinks, so I feed that sink. A lot of tears, rap pain, surely need that mint. Self over everything, I see that link. Ghosts leaving footsteps, don't need no shrink. Been a pill before Phil, that's the book I print. Run the court like Phil, that's the mail I sent. Everything kept real, 90s tip. No grips with the lip, Beelzebub fear my rip. Close my lips, say a prayer, then I do my shit.
Hit your knees real quick. Hit your knees real quick. Hit your knees real quick.
Flyers in the building.
Hit your knees real quick. Hit your knees real quick.
Look, I pray, and I don't mean predator. Bombard heaven, hoping God help me level up. Say they digging God till it's time to pick that shovel up. Faith and no work is like etc. Young Roger Federer, I'm keeping up racket. Ballin' like I'm in the NCAA bracket. Remember when the only meal was the ramen in the packet? That's a thing of the past like a Pelly jacket. Wanna know the tactic? Believe what you asking for more than a rapper. He's an ambassador, I could've been a trapper, but I ain't need the back and forth. Now I just finesse away the board like a matador. I know what they mad for, it don't even matter. Got the adversary peed off like a bladder. Hit him with the flex, making hits like a batter. Climbing to the top and I don't even need a ladder. I pray.
Hit your knees real quick. 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 Make sure you hit the knees real quick.
Man, Fly done went in on that.
What's up?
That's
Tree?
my boy Fly down there.
Hit your knees real quick.
What's up with this? You got that other joint, and then Fly can intro that. I can't wait to hear this, bro.
I can't hear, Pro.
He's muted, I think. Yeah, you muted.
I was like,
bro.
what are you guys talking about? It don't even make sense.
I just burned my tongue with this coffee, though. I got.
So what's this joint we're gonna play, man? Tell them about it.
Man, it's it's part 4 of what I call Fly Style Fridays, where I just pick a random track or someone to send me a random track to spit to, man. So I just do my thing, man. But I think it's Tory Lanez and the Baby
Nice.
Track called Scat that I did my thing over, man. So
All right. So a little FSF action is what you're telling us.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, let's get that up and running here. Let's see what we can do. We're gonna go to this right here. Hope this sounds chunky. I don't hope on your end. I hope on my end. So let's
Fly. I had the similar thing. Was the hijack. I was doing the same type deal. The hijack.
Yeah, this is fun.
F dot, L dot, why? Hey, they keep asking me the same question. Like, is he really a Christian rapper? Or a Christian that rap? Okay. Either way you wanna put it, don't matter. Bet you this one gon' slap. I be pitching on track, like I'm sending Kofax. Told them this a new era, and I ain't even with the cat. You can pick the form, I be ready for him, I be scared for him, I'm in real form. Going head first, like my neck to form, I don't miss a scoring, better check the form. Never been the forms, while I left the corner, coming out swinging like I'm George Foreman, and I'm dope with it, like I'm Met Foreman. For this next performance, better check the form. Hey, bro had the dinner plate covered in drugs. Come out the street where they cook up the beef, and if you think it's sweet, you get covered in slugs. Been in the flood, brown bag for the jab. I know it was keeping the dub. I do not judge. Daily I'm praying that Jesus will save him and cover the thugs. I know where he was. God made a way of escape, so you know that I'm covered in love, covered in blood. So they been watching, I'm dripping. You think I just come out the tub? Beat on the table, these lyrics is surgical. Cut it open like I'm covered in scrubs. I have to get out the bitch and get down on these trenches to get it. I'm covered in mud. Ha! You know I got it on lock with these bars and they thinking I'm straight out the slammer. Demons be scheming, they come for my dreaming. Believe me, I'm going out Tony Montana. I'm going hammer. I'm grip the Bible, the gift for the scriptures, and they never jamming. Sleeping on me like a jammer, peel off, then I split. Yeah, I'm going bananas. Colder than Canada, hotter than Panama. I am no amateur, I got the stamina. Don't make me damage her. I've been a man, but don't call me Tamala. Spirit been sealed with the promise like canister. What's the parameter? I just been stepping it up like a banister. Aiming my goal, then I shoot like a camera. Then watch me get out of dodge like Challenger.
F.L.Y. What the? Oh my god! You bodied that thing like 16 to every bar was a body, bro, and a grave. And you was pulling them out. You was resurrecting. Hip hop ain't dead, people.
It ain't dead, people. The ProQuo Show is proof, man. We got too much real music going on, man.
Facts, bro. Fly.
Pro. I can't hear Pro again.
That was hot, man. That was hot. I heard that joint today. I was like, yo, we gotta get that on.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. He was doing the thing. I even liked the little video, man. The video was real cool.
That's like, my son, man. Yeah, my son. He's 11 years old.
Woo.
And wow. I got him on payroll.
Absolutely.
Is what he loves to do.
Got him on allowance.
He delivered on that. Yo, that video.
Like, juice that allowance,
crazy.
Dad. He's like, you give me $15 a week for allowance, Dad. I need 50 now. Give me
this one was $1,000 video.
He's on the come up. He's like, yo, Dad, he's gassing Dad too. He's like, yo, I'm loving these videos, Dad. You need to eat more to really, really hit him in the mouth, man. They ain't never seen nothing like Fly.
Yeah, give him something new. Look, you know what's crazy though? He goes so hard on TikTok, man. Like, he has like 10 to 15 new followers every week.
Yo, we can put him on our payroll too.
You know what I'm saying?
He'd be real fly. We'd be like ding ding ding. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you might be doing me a favor. You know what I'm saying?
All I do on TikTok is an occasional Muppet impersonation. That's about it, man.
He all into it, man. Like he literally has to show me how to work TikTok.
Wow, how to work it?
Yeah.
You totally foreign to it, huh? Worse than me.
I went in. I had a moment where I was like a couple months deep in it, and I had fun. It was cool, and I would like to get back to it, but I feel like gotta prioritize things. So eventually, when I feel like I have more time, we're gonna be.
Because when you have an album, it's like having a what?
Baby.
Yes.
The baby is still in the womb, ready to come out. The birthday about to happen. We know a C-section's coming, y'all. It's coming.
Right. So it's after the birth, man. Y'all real work ain't kicked in yet.
Yeah, we haven't started to feed this baby yet. Changing diapers.
let's show people a little bit of something here. We'll give them a little something. So you may have seen us show the website a couple times on the show. So when you go to the website, it's professorlyrical.com. If you put a / and put ProQuo, that'll take you to our page. We got the video right there. If you're not sure, you're like, yo, I saw that Final Fire video. Where do I see it again? You can watch it right there on the page. There's the album cover right there. You can see all the producers on there as well as us. You got 2 joints on that album with his truly, Mr. Fly in the Place.
Yes, sir.
The only double feature on the album from an MC side.
That is true. There is the list of all the people. So shout out to LP2 Mitchell Drix. Hey, you want to name some of these, Jay? LP2 Mitchell Drix.
Mitch, what's up, Drix?
Vegas.
Yes,
Drix.
sir. We got Josh Miner.
M. Dot, Josh Miner. Legendary Mechanic. I mean, man, the list is beautiful.
Young Cole.
Young Cole. Yeah, Jordy Simmons.
We got Roland in there. We got Jordy in there. We got P.S. Perkins, City Limits. Can't forget the fam. City Limits and Tim
D Rightway. We can't forget D Rightway. Body
also Mr. Barksdale, Mr. Barksdale, D Rightway, DJ Slipwax, Jay Johnson, and more. That's all IB Hood right there, man. That's all
City Limits Art, T Mac Art. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, and it's just keeping, it's growing. I see you in there too, Anthony. Yo, Anthony Figueroa, my man, Voorhees. I want
them to hear the Quo bio, though. Listen to this little Quo bio right here. Quo has churned out scores of independently released songs as Quo Kane, and more recently is I'm going to do this in my radio voice. And more recently is J. Cruz, including a 2020 release of his 17-track album, The Masterpiece. All for the strength of his previous work in heralded pen game, Cruz was able to enlist a cadre. Is it cadre or cadre? A cadre of brilliant international and domestic artists and producers who have contributed various gems to the Instant Brotherhood album, a 15-track debut collaboration from Pro and Quo, forming the basis of the IB Hood movement. Upon hearing Quo's impressive body of unreleased work in 2020, Pro accepted an invitation to collaborate with Quo, and the duo began working tirelessly on creating quality content for IB Hood and the forthcoming Brotherhood-themed albums. IB Hood's sound is best described as new bap, sharing its name with a featured track on the album. The term new bap can be described as a sound which encompasses classic elements of traditional East Coast hip-hop and rap music, with attention paid to the evolution of rap music and its emerging subgenres, which continue to forge new ground. Check out the ProQuo debut Bye Bye at tinyurl.com/byeBye ProQuo.
You making me blush. I can't even, man, I'm blushing. Let me drink my coffee because I'm blushing.
Well said.
That's it. Oh, there's the ProQuo bio.
Masterful.
ProQuo is a remarkably talented rap duo composed of 2 master craftsmen, wordsmiths, Professor Lyrical and J. Quo King Cruz. Both MCs hail from Massachusetts and have been highly involved in the greater Boston rap scene for years. Pro is a university professor and Quo is a U.S. postal carrier. Together, they host the popular webcast, the ProQuo Show, airing Fridays at 9 p.m. via the hiphopcitizens.com network. The Professor and the Professor and I was waiting for him to deliver.
My bad. I was
busy
on those
stats.
Gotta
deliver, baby.
This is the root of all evil until you knock evil out of the roots. That is why I wear that shirt, that gaudy shirt. That is the root of all evil until you knock evil out of the equation. And when you do that, those stacks help other people make moves in their life towards a positive direction, and we get in stacks, so we're gonna be helping a lot of people. So stay in with the movement. Pay attention, my brothers and sisters, please.
Yes.
Raptivism.
Man, there's a scripture that says money answereth all things in the Old Testament, and it was just referring to the validity that it holds within the earth when it's used for the right purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And we talk about something that was written thousands of years ago, man.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That lets you know that currency has an influence. Like you said, when you take it and you do the right thing with it, you can really change a lot of people's lives for the good. You said, once you fall out of love with it, that takes the evil out of it. And then you use it for the right purpose. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
it is. It really
or you can
is.
just waste it and squander it all away and do terrible stuff.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Do one of these things.
Teach their own, you know. But I'm
There's nothing wrong with it. Exactly, nothing wrong with it. You know,
I was talking to someone today, man. And we're gonna have him on the show eventually too. His name is Alonzo Morton, and he's got a real cool app idea. I want to spread some of his knowledge about the hip hop game. He asked a question today to people. He said, like, what's the reason major labels are important to artists? That was a real dope, provocative question.
A really good question.
Yeah, so we're gonna chop it up with him hopefully in the near future. That's a great question for MCs to answer. And I gave him a brief one. I said, my answer to that question is the same thing we all trying to tackle. It's like, can you be exploited for a short amount of time that will allow you to exploit the exploiter?
Exactly.
Basically.
That's the key. Right? That's the process. That would be the only thing as an artist that would interest me in the major label is, can I use them the same way they've always used us? You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no desire to maintain some kind of contract with a major label. I'm in love with my independence. Or can I use them for their resources and their stretch for an album or two?
And get them paid a fair amount.
Yeah, could they sink a mill into your joint that you could never probably hope to repay, but your song is big enough that you can live off of it for the next 5 years? You know what I'm saying? And use a lot. That's exactly what a lot of the old school artists do, and they still tour and they still do really well. They're not getting the big headlines, but it's like, think of all the old school artists that, you know, especially were big in like the 90s, right? And it's like they haven't stopped performing. They're still big off of those classics. They're making a career in Europe and small spots across the country. They may do the 500 person place or maybe the occasional 5,000 person place. They're not selling out arenas necessarily, but they're eating for life. And I'm like, yo, I could deal with that. You know what I'm saying?
And I want to eat with life, you know, with family. Like, you know, eventually we all.
I see you, Tony.
What up, Tony? Oh, it's all good. You know, there will be a point in time where like 50 of us are like, you know, underneath the chandelier eating our dinner together, breaking bread, you know, and that brings into play chandeliers, you know what I'm saying? But I got to say, yo, Voorhees, what's up, my brother?
What is good, brother? What is good?
I think somebody got a video dropping today, from what I understand. We got a link.
I did. It actually just dropped. It dropped at 9 o'clock. It's called We Don't Have To. Yeah, it's I think I tagged one of y'all in it at least. I know at least
share that video in the private chat so we can get it played, yo.
Share that link.
I don't know if I still got paste. Yes, I can. Nope, I can't. Hold on one second.
Meanwhile, in transition too, and then y'all check out the website foreverliveyahweh.com. Every hijack, every Flystyle Friday I've done, the audio, the MP3 for it is on the website for free. You can download it, you can listen to it a million times.
So you're stealing and then you're providing it back free.
You see what I'm saying?
I see how you do that.
That's how I did it. You know who I hijacked a lot of Fly was Jay Dilla. Because I was like, yo, you know, if I would love to get that name out there, and if any money came in, like donations be made for his mama, and they got a great foundation for, you know, the disease and all that he had. But you know, it is that kind of stuff that eventually it's going to come out of our, you know, work, and being able to talk at these different events that are meaningful to the community is going to be crazy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So what's the one called again, Tony V? Tell us about this joint. We're about to run.
Bro. We Don't Have To is the name of the song. Hillerton actually did the edit, engineering for it. He mixed it down. We recorded this. This is actually it's weird. So I don't typically do radio friendly songs, not because I don't like to, but because, I mean, essentially I don't like to. But I feel like it limits what you're. I mean. But I've been talking to a few people, and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna do something radio friendly, or at least radio-ish, something popular, something to be good for summer." And I've been on a summertime vibe, so I had R3D come over, Raw Deal to Dawn, and we were hanging out, doing a cookout and everything was cool. And he was like, "Yo, what do you got for beats?" So he sat down, and started checking out my beats. I went out to cook some food. I come back in, and he's like, "Yo, you got to sit down. You got to check this out. And he ended up playing the beat, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I was gonna fuck with this one because it has a built-in. It came with a built-in hook. It was a lease pack. It's out of a lease pack, and it wasn't bad. It was pretty good. But the verse he had for it just really spoke. I was like, all right, we gotta do this. So it was like an hour later we came back with a finished project. It was pretty good.
And
the video was spur of the moment.
Yo, take that philosophy, what you said, like focusing on radio edit music, because now you are positioning yourself for movie placement, Netflix, Hollywood. You know, that's a mistake that a lot of independent artists are doing. They're saying the swears in the hook and they, you know what I mean, leaving it in. You lost at that point if you don't have a radio edit. So having that mentality,
a little bit of vulgarity in the song, but it doesn't, like, I don't take it as far as R3D does. Like R3D goes a little bit.
The PG-13 this one. All right, let's run it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it here. Let's talk after we hear it. All right. Let's go. There we go. Where'd my sound go?
I have no idea.
Me either. Hold on. I don't know where my sound is at.
Tell me where to go.
It was so anticlimactic, right? I had it. It felt like it was going to be just
take a second to play anyway. I think he did like a quiet intro.
Behind the scenes on my video. That's definitely not the right place. Let's go. It's going crazy back here behind the scenes. Hold on.
Tony, what's up, man?
Not too much.
We almost
working and grinding and working.
You guys gonna be out to the Laconia, the Granite State Music Hall tomorrow?
Nah, I can't make that, man.
Can't make that one. It's all good.
We got the baby coming, bro. The baby coming.
I'm in Alexandria, man. I can't. I won't be making it.
He's in Virginia. I'm in New Hampshire, and we got a baby coming, bro. It's called the Instant Brotherhood Baby. It's coming on the 16th, next Friday. The album release party. You know what I mean? So we taking care of it.
Another video on the 17th and the 18th here on my property.
Oh yeah, that's dope. That's dope, bro.
It's gonna be dope. Well, I'm hoping it's gonna be dope. I want to do another video for this summertime 2021. I got that's out, but I got to do I want to do like a big ass crazy cookout. That's it.
Barbecue and Kool-Aid.
Yeah. And little barrels and shit.
I'm not sure why I can't hear it. Wait. Hold on. Oh, it just doesn't start till way in.
That's what I was like. I think he just put a long ass quiet intro on the beginning. I got it.
Oh, he did. Yeah. Okay, so y'all tricking. I was like, everything is possible. That could be wrong is right. So let me try this again. So bear with the intro.
This made it entertaining though. You know, this is a good intro. The anticipation.
Yeah, here we go. We don't have to start with sound. All right.
We don't have to start with sound.
We do what we want, damn it. You know, people go, what's wrong with
this? It's a free world, yo.
Yeah, it's the climax. It's the build-up.
Oh, man.
All right, here it comes. Here it comes. Get ready for it. Any second. There we go. Hold on.
We there.
We don't have to. We don't have to hide. You already know what it is. Yeah, we popping off, blow up like a Molotov. Haters really love me, they just mad cause I got what they want. I got what they want, so you know I got a flaunt. And I've been battle tested, baby, so I got my marks. Rich chain, everything on VV, saying that you're looking for me, baby. Come see me, girl, please me. Shorty know we on the road, and I don't fit the status quo. Girl, I'm on the mode, so we can take a little trip. Shorty, ride out, sitting in the passenger, she Bonnie and I'm Clyde now. And slide out, cause I know you wanna hide out, but I can show you pics that you ain't gotta lie about. You know I reckon, but baby, I'm invested in the feeling that you're giving me when I'm seeing you naked. So let's quit playing, cause you know that I'm the best. Girl, I'm second to none, just get rid of all the rest, cause we don't have to, we don't have to. We don't have to, we don't have to. Been flexing on these niggas since I hit the scene. Was stacking cream, so all types been loving the kid, but that ain't new to me. Get all type of texts saying what they want to do to me. I saw them round, knock them down, but then I gotta take my lead. So feelings never got involved. always maintain control. Normally I don't do this, I just hit them with the pick and roll. Seen a lot of times come and go, but you stood out. And came right off of the bench and reached the try out. Now this shit is different, cause mommy got me tripping. My boys always saying, damn, bro, she got you slipping. But I don't even care though. And just to be clear, so when you audition to my life, you just made everything equal. You ain't gotta worry, cause his love ain't tryna have. And through it all, you been by my side down the rack. Normally I wouldn't even care if they up to me, but this time it's different, because now you belong to me.
We don't have to, we don't have to fight. We don't have to. We don't have to, we don't have to. We don't have to.
Tony V was about to dance right there, but he was like, nah, we don't have to. He was like, we don't have to.
Yeah, yo, Roy, great direction, man. Definitely a good positive vibe to it. Summertime feel for real. Y'all did good, man. Great job, bro.
That just came out tonight.
Yeah, that just came out at 9 o'clock, so it's been out for an hour and a half. It hasn't gotten a lot of views yet, but we just started pushing it hard.
Well, now we might get a few more.
Now I might get a few more.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna.
It was really. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I like the way it's like the message in the song. In my opinion, the way I looked at it with my verse and his verses, we don't gotta hide our love no more. Like, I've been with these other girls. Life has been one way. I've been shutting it out, but now I don't have to do that, because with you, I want the world to know. I want to scream it from the rooftops that I love this. And that's what it's pretty much depicted. That's why we did the video at we did it at actually Hampton Beach. It was spur of the moment.
I thought that was Hampton Beach. I was like, yeah, you're making me want to go get the onion rings on the beach, man. Go get myself a slice.
I had some of those too. I'm not gonna play it. There was this place. They weren't that bad, but the chickens.
I used to go to Christie's. Remember Christie's back in the day, man? Get the square pizza joints. You had to do that. Oh man,
yo, that strip was popping back in the days, man. And them I remember going there and being 16 years old, rapping at the clubs with like the double decker and just mad people up there. The DJs was mad cool. I was messing with this dude that was doing records with Mr. Liff at the time too, and I was like, what, 14? Me and my man left. We stayed down there for a week. Did like 4 shows. You know, great memories.
Shout out to Mr. Liff.
Yeah, big shout out to Mr. Liff, for real. But yeah, brother Tony, great job, man. Good, you know, the right direction is all that matters. And I like what you said, you know, we don't have to, you know, because reality is we are all good people. And we're trained to think that being, you know, mean and evil in some fashion, ice grilling, you know what I'm saying? That's the East Coast mentality. We don't need that no more, man. We got to train our kids to grow out of that too. So I like that, man. I like that philosophy.
And it's you said something about kids, so and I've obviously had a little bit of sip. Sorry. But I've said it to other people, and what drives me nuts about today's society is that you can't tell your kids life's a bitch. You can't. You can't tell them life's not fucking fair. Because it's not. You know what I mean? Like, I grew up in the 80s and the 90s. Life's not fair. Not at all. Not even a little bit. Like, even especially today, life's even less fair than it used to be in a lot of ways, and people don't see that. We see it because we grew up in an era where life actually wasn't fair. Now we see it where, like, you need to have a label in order to be looked at in a certain way, and that's stupid. That's
we were just talking about that before you came up. We were just talking about that very question. We were saying, why do people, you know, need to be with labels? And you know, sometimes you want that short-term maybe push from a label, and then if you can get out of the deal and coast off of some of that push, but otherwise being independent is real tricky too, because you're just one of like bazillions. So it's like, where's the happy medium, man? Where do people get in where they fit in? And we got a guest coming up in a couple of weeks. His name is Alonzo. I was talking about. He's trying to flip the script on that too, trying to come up with a user-driven app that rewards you. I'm probably doing this a disservice, but basically the idea being you getting sort of paid for your fans. And basically, you know, asking us the question, he challenged me the question. He said, what would you pay for a fan? I was like, what? I was like, I wouldn't. He was like, no, what would you? He's like most companies, right? Like they have a business model. They know what it costs to do their advertisement to get that one customer. And I said, well, that's the difference. Customer and fans are two different things. You can be a fan, stream someone's music. You didn't really purchase anything from them.
Customer, exactly.
So it's so hard, you know. It's like a fan who's going to really ride or die with you is going to buy your album or buy your shirts, your hats, or whatever, and not miss a show and spread your stuff around. Yeah, man, that's
yeah. If you know what, if Spotify's out, you know, and all these streaming platforms gave a better percentage back
than 0.005 cents.
Yeah, now because when that comes in, because reality is, let's say for instance, a fan on average spends $100 on your merch, your CDs, right? But then you have to take into accountability that 0.0007 into the math, and it shrinks that 100 to a value that's less than $1 per fan. So you don't even want to be paying like a penny for a fan. 20, you know what I mean? It's like I'll pay half a cent for a fan
for a play, anyways. But
yeah, you know, when you equate it, I mean, maybe you know that's where I would go with that. But anyway,
yeah, no, so it's. We all got to think about these questions, man. It's crazy stuff.
And think it back to you too, Tony, man. You know what? Teaching our kids about law of attraction and, you know, through spirituality, through whatever it is, you know, just good aura, good karma. Once you can get your child to understand that, and anybody that you know,
you got better chance.
Yeah, because you're going the other way now. You know, at least you're starting to walk the other way. You might have stepped back for who knows how long, but you know, that law of attraction, negating all negative, man, and keeping only positive in your circle, that's what helps propel you forward, you know. So keep on that path, bro. I can feel it.
The difference with that, the hard part is between me and my fiance, we have 7 children. She has 3, I have 4. And we both have teenagers. I have 2 teenagers, she has 1. And then the 4 little ones, they're between the ages of like 11 and 6. So like it's so hard to teach a wide range in one way. And I'm a very old school father. Like I'm very strict with a lot of things. I'm very protective. But I'm not. I don't shelter. You know what I mean? That's the big difference. Is I don't shelter, and it's hard to be a parent who doesn't shelter and still be a parent who keeps their values and their limits. And it's hard for me because I have intermittent explosive disorder, and I don't like stupid little stuff. But I do what I can, and it's hard. It's hard being a parent in today's world, man.
For real.
My oldest daughter, and this I have to say because you guys will probably be able to help me with this one. She's non-binary, and it's weird. And me and my fiance both agree that like you're 13 years old. Your name is your name. I gave you that name. You know, there's a reason behind that name. And I think you should respect that name. And if you won't, that's fine. When you turn 18, you can change your name. But until then, I'm going to call you what I named you. You know, she kind of gets it. But at the same time, she like hates it. And it's a problem. And it's such an issue.
I mean, I've never had to deal with that personally. I know lots of students who have. I can speak for only other people's kids, which of course is not the same as having to speak for yourself. You know, I have one child who's an 8-year-old. These guys have older kids than me. Fly, what's the ages on yours?
17, 14, 11, 9, and 8.
Yeah, so he might be better. Jay's got one older and one younger, and so. But I would say this. And by the way, quite honestly, I've been in relationships with 3 different women who've had kids. I've helped raise kids, some of which are now in their 20s, some of which are teenagers. So I have gone through that. I know again, it's not exactly the same. Haven't gone through your situation, but what I would say, the commonality for me is that when I was first attempting to be a parent, even when they weren't biologically mine, I was a terrible, and I mean terrible, dad. You know what I'm saying? And I thought I was great. And what we tend to do is because we've never really thought about ourselves in those positions. You guys have been parents longer than me and probably know more about this, but it's like you kind of either emulate what your own dad did or what he didn't do, right? And you usually go one way or the other. You go to the extreme, you go, yo, my dad did this, I'm never doing that, or my dad did this, so that's what I'm doing, right? And until you really take ownership of that and analyze it and think about why you're doing what you're doing, it's really hard to make any change of whatever that paradigm is that you're going to gravitate to. And that might, like you said, it's hard to parent a 6-year-old, a 17-year-old, whatever, you know, the ages, trying to all do it one way. My thing would be, so don't. You know, it's just like a coach. Like, it's very difficult for a coach to honestly look in the mirror and say, yeah, I treat all my players the same. No, you don't. You don't treat all your players the same. You do not treat Michael Jordan like you treated, you know, so stop it, you know. So have the conversation with your kids and tell them why you're treating someone different than you, because they can see it. They're not stupid. So first thing I would say is, my experience has been, kids are not stupid. They're incredibly smart. They notice everything you do, right? Yeah. So they do.
Say,
right? So be upfront with them. But what I would say is, if your values clash with this kind of stuff, right, with maybe where the child is and you have different opinions, again, easier for me to say, I know, so take this with a grain of salt, is that you still have the conversation that's out of love, that says, look, I probably came up a different way, a different time, on a different set of values. And I know you're the one going through it right now. So everything I'm saying is from a place of love, and it's not from a place of anger, resentment, or, that, because our instinct as men is to usually do the tough guy thing whenever we're upset. That's what we do. We do the tough guy thing. That can either result in violence, trauma, or words that you don't mean, that you say to your kid that will ring true to them for the rest of their life. That one time that you blow up at your kid the wrong way, and that you didn't really mean it and you went too far, that's the memory they're going to have of you. That's the memory that's going to last. It's not going to be the one where you took them for ice cream. You can take them for 15 different ice creams and they're all going to get erased with that one traumatic explosion. So from students who come in, and these things are the most traumatic things in a kid's life. A kid's identity there's nothing more important in your entire life than your identity. So what I would say is, even if it pisses you off, remember that there's no more resentment that you can build up with your person that you brought into this world than you not identifying with who they identify with. You can't F it up any worse. No matter, and I can only imagine what that's making you do inside, right? But for them, that would be like you punching them in the face for 15 times if you don't acknowledge their identity of who they think they are, even if you're wrong, even if you know they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and screw what your friends think, screw what your parents think, what your friend, you the only person in the world that's the dad to that kid. And that's so sacred, dog, that if any of the mistakes I made with anybody else's kids that I could fix and go back in time, I would do it in a second, So the only thing I can do is look at my own kid and try not to make those mistakes. And if he says that to me one day and that something like that comes up, I might handle it terrible. I'll be asking you, yo, what was that advice I was trying to give? That's just from a teacher perspective, seeing what other parents have done to their kids. And so they can commit suicide. They can go shoot someone. They can be a school shooter. They can go self-deprecate themselves, do all kinds of awful stuff just because you didn't acknowledge them. So,
I mean, I'm hearing you. I really am. And I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's not that I didn't tell her, I know what you're saying. Like, I feel what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I get it. But your name, I can't do the name thing.
It's hard.
Let me. I want to end with it, but I want Fly to go in because I'm gonna tell a story and it's funny because it happened in Maine. So I'll end with it, but I want Fly because he's got, his children. He's gone through kind of, the multiple children, understanding how to raise. What would you say to that, Fly?
It's a difficult situation to be. There's no one shoes fit all when it comes to children, and so I would suggest that find a way to develop a personal relationship with all your children. They're all going to be different, and the mistake is that sometimes we try to parent all of our kids the same way when we can't, because we're all different and they're all different.
Amen.
I have children that are. I have 3 boys. I have one son that I can be 100% straight with, and he responds best to that. I have another son that I can't be that way at all. He has a ultimate negative reaction. So I have to spend time with my children as individuals to learn how they are. and treat them how they are. Like I said, I don't treat all my kids the same. I treat them all differently as individuals. Now, there's some things that are universal, like principles, like the way you talk, you know, the way you walk, you know, different stuff. But all my kids have different bedtimes. Like, I didn't grow up like that, but my oldest son, he gets more leeway. But I'm always honest with all of my children about where they are in their life. I give them responsibility, and I allow them sometimes to prove to themselves that they're not ready. And so it always works when they come back to me and say, yeah, Dad, you was right. And so the same thing with any child that you have trouble having a difficult conversation with, you be honest about, you know, your principles and your values, and you hear them out and listen to them. They'll always be the child. You'll always be the parent. Sometimes we get caught up in, you know, not wanting to, we feel like we're giving up our leverage by allowing our kids to have an opinion or a voice. But you're not. You allow them to identify and to learn and develop, to reason, to make decisions. And you instill those principles in them. At the end of the day, they're human beings. They're going to do what they want to do. And so the most important thing is to be able to establish a relationship with them that will stick, and that they know that they can continuously come to you no matter what their issue is. Yeah. And be open to them. And y'all can agree to disagree on stuff. Right? And it'll be cool and not affect the relationship when you have developed that foundation with them, and just be like, look, you know, this is what it is. I'm gonna call you this, you know, out of respect for me, you know, I'm gonna agree to call you this. I'm not gonna disrespect you in the sense that, you know, I'm not gonna identify with what you identify with. Right. But you know, we both persons too. Sometimes kids forget too that, you know, I'm human too. Like, you know, I can be super dad, you know, in your imagination, but I'm human too. I got feelings too, and so we gonna respect each other's feelings. I don't feel comfortable doing it, just like you don't feel comfortable with certain ways. And like you said, it's surprising how much kids actually understand and can comprehend logic and reasoning when you straight with them.
I wanna try to fit in between what was spoken so beautifully between you two, man. I'm gonna weave it like this. My daughter, right? The one thing I know is that I will always say I love you. I will kiss her on the lips as long as she'll kiss me on the lips. I will give her a hug every day, and I will say I love you and repeat. Always. From the core of my soul. And I will never let her see negative, me and mommy fighting. None of that negative stuff. Only positive, right? And I know in time, the love I give will return to me as long as I stay on course. It's verified through me. I know this. So name change. I went by Cocaine, bro, for a long time. And then I said, you know what? My dad was always like, your name Jared. Don't be calling you Jay. Everybody in my family on my mom's side call me Jay. Guess
like
who called me?
Not Tony.
Yeah. My dad was like, that's your name. I gave that name to you, Jared. I was like, all right, but I'm Jay Cruz now. Jay Cocaine Cruz, right? Guess who called me Jay? Dad. Not 1 ounce of love had changed because that love was planted in the beginning. It's what you do in the beginning. It's what you do while they're with you. Before they leave the nest, you love and you love and you love harder. And you try harder to not show negativity around them. And by doing that, it'll return to you no matter what they do. And you push them forward into what they want to do so that there's no negative vibration. You telling her that there's a negative vibration. You say go for it, there's a super positive vibration. And guess what? She might change her name, but then come back 10 years later going from Jane Doe back to her name. Or, you know, Voorhees, you know, Sister Voorhees, right? You don't know. Like, and especially coming from the standpoint of an MC and you being an MC, our MC name, like Jay Cruz, that's me, bro. Ain't nobody telling me I ain't Jay Cruz. Yeah, that ain't my government. But if I would, you know, I'm getting paid through Jay Cruz, through ASCAP, through BMI, through water. So I'm getting paid legally through Jay Cruz too, right? So a name is a name, man. It's what you plant in the soul and in the heart that matters most.
I don't call her Bella. I call her Nena. That's what I've always called her. La Nena de Papi. That's what she is. She's daddy's little girl.
And she will always be that. She will always be that.
She's always going to be. She's my firstborn daughter. That's my baby girl right now. But she responds to Nena. She never says anything bad about me calling her Nena. So I try to keep with that name. Every now and then I'll still be like, Isabella Adele. You know what I mean? Like, cut it out. You know, stop. And then she always gives me that look like you really just called me that name. But that's the dad point. You know what I mean? When I get to that point where I'm no longer trying to be appear to you and have you understand as a 13-year-old girl. You know what I mean? Like, there's only so much I can take, especially as an old school dad. Like her style of dress, her way she speaks, everything about her. Just she's getting older. I gotta respect that. I gotta understand that. But there's still a point. You know what I'm saying? That you don't pass.
Yeah, I mean, there's still babies at that at that age, but they think they're adults. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And
that's where the issue is becoming. Is that she's becoming a young woman, and I don't want to see that. And I'm working on it, but I don't want to see that. I don't want to see her walking around in belly shirts, fishnets, and stuff. And she dresses very goth, but very emo goth, and it's very scary because we all know, you know what I mean, where that trend ends up. At some point.
The cure, yo, at the end of the day, the cure is love. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you don't want anything. If it's detrimental to their health, then you got to worry about it. If it's not, if it's to form their identity, you got to let them, grow their own feathers. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's feathers.
Tough path to walk, but it's
sir. And I appreciate you, Tony.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, bro. Yo, what's that Mr. Barksdale joint that we have on the second album that I would love to be played right now? Do you remember that song?
Yeah, but I don't know if I have it in the thing. Hold on.
What was the name of that record? I got so many. I can't.
You got to give me so the second, the ones I have is Remnants. I have Never, Auspicious, Goals AF, Bye Bye, Smile, Get It Off Your Chest.
Smile.
And On Our Way. Get It Off Your Chest. Oh, you want to play Smile?
Yeah, because it's about, I think with the sense of what we're talking about, it kind of makes most sense, right?
All right, this is very rough. We're gonna do it for you then, because Jay Cruz is the man.
Yeah. Because you're the man. I don't like being egotistic. Just to see my daughter smile. Disciples of the ancestors. Yeah, I base my whole life around this. We on that grown man music, and for real though. Ain't no price around this. Real talk. Let me see that high fist though. Yeah. Cruise. Look. To shine eternal in the journal is the bigger goal. Retire early possibilities. We grinding so you never know. Thoughts of having moms go to Florida anytime it's snow. Encapsulated in these vibrations. Life's domination. Not saying that I'm better than you. It's all patience. Understand you either grow or go. In that world, yourself is lacing. Jump in with jump balls. Real good with calculation. Pumping my whole eternal, turning off the moderation. Team hardly need mediation. It's on the sleeve, there's no exaggeration. I don't read, I bleed black and blue in the conversation. I thrive in these areas of gray. The smoke clears every day. Check my operation. My time's filled out of filth, pulling out the gravitation. How it feel, being off your feet, higher levitation. I'm peeling fruit, sipping juice, got my Eve after consummation. That's my river ever by my chest, the affirmation. Have my kids set me free, I believe that's the alteration. But where your faith at, obsessing over complications. I'm pulling action out of whirlwinds, breathing over contemplations. And it just so happens me rapping is all basics. It's part-time beast mode, that full-time free throw. Just to see my daughter smile, riding through the vows, base my life around this. Ain't no price around this. We anoint the righteous, get you out the vice grips. Just to see my queen smile, riding through the vows, base my life around this. Ain't no price around this. We anoint the righteous, let me see the high fist. Just to see the fam smile, riding through the vows, base my life around this. Ain't no price around this.
Hip-hop is giving me confidence, express myself publicly. I've done 1,000 shows, run my own companies, yeah. A lovely wife in my life, how she accompanied me through music like her vocals on tracks when they accompany. Be working hard for my queen, crown of a bumblebee. But now I teach the world through my words and still it humbles me. Be hugging my son once he wakes, his love comforts me. It's making it hard to hate on another, remaining ugly, yeah. to be the best I can be. Evolving culturally, evolved in our community, living life more productively. See, ProQuo got a flow that's so brotherly. Music so motivational, pull you through your recovery. Viewing, documentary, studying more and publishing. Reading whatever's written, investigating, discovering. Be learning them lessons through lyrics and keep uncovering methods and hidden gems, effective to lessen suffering. To see my son smile, riding through the vows, base my life around this. Ain't no price around this. We anoint the righteous, get you out the vice grips. Just to see my queen smile, riding through the vows, base my life around this. Ain't no price around this. We anoint the righteous. Let me see the high fist, just to see your fam smile, riding through the vows, base my life around this. Ain't no price around this.
Yeah, that's saucy right there.
Yo, you know, man, come on now. And you know what's beautiful about that whole concept that we talking about is it only takes 10 muscles to do it. Smile. 10 muscles. That's the only effort you got to put. 10 muscles on your face to smile for your children. Smile to the queen. You know what? I'll tell you a story real quick.
I'm going to the gym.
You know, you know,
I'll be out of here.
Oh yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for showing my video some love. I appreciate y'all for taking a minute. Thank you all in the chat for giving us some love as well. And I can't remember his name because it doesn't say it on the screen, so I can't remember.
Bye.
I knew it was a quick one too. I knew it was a quick little 3-letter word. But I do appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. I'm going to be live tomorrow on StreamYard as well as TikTok and Instagram for anybody who wants to follow. Just search Tony Voorhees on any platform you can find me. Very simple.
Absolutely. Show support to my brother, yo. He's part of the movement.
Swinging through, Tony. New song, man. New video.
Congratulations, brother, for real. Good job.
I'll try to jump in and catch y'all next week too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Next week, the album drops, man. Big week. Album
release. Yeah, it's the album release party.
We're gonna be listening to all the joints.
Yeah, we got some. I got some special guests happening.
What you say? We lost you.
Anything to do till the night of the 16th, and then I think I'm just meeting with Jack James Photography to do the video shoot and R3D. But we're just gonna be shooting.
You just come in there and say, "Yo, what's up?"
We might even pop up early. We might even pop up early for that show. We're not even sure yet. We gotta figure it out. Oh, yeah,
true. We could do that.
Absolutely. All right, my man. We catch you.
Good, brother.
Absolutely.
Peace out, brother.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Valicia. Wow. Thanks for rocking with Smile. That's our joint Smile. Album drops this Friday coming out. It's called Instant Brotherhood. 15 joints. Fly is on 2 of those joints.
Double dipping. I'm double dipping.
Jay Cruz is on 15 of those joints.
I was on 15 of those joints.
Jay Cruz engineered 14 of those 15 joints.
That's right, correct. Yes, shout out to Me Time Studio for doing the last joint. That's that beautiful outro to the next beautiful project that's coming out. You know, I feel like kind of, you know, paused by this because I feel like, you know what, if you guys hit us up at the ProQuo Show Gmail and you put Smile in there, you might get a special exclusive if you do that. So please go to the ProQuo Show at gmail.com, put the subject Smile, and you might just get an exclusive of a beautiful record that we got sitting on deck. You know what I mean? Just don't share it. Don't expose it to anybody except your immediate people.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Whoa, y'all doing big things, man. How did I not hear Smile?
Because it's on the second album.
Yeah, it's on the second album.
I was gonna do 24 records,
wait,
man.
Wait. The second album. Wait a
minute. we got a lot in the shoot, man. We got, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot in the shoot, man.
Hold on, man.
Joints on joints. Blessings on blessings.
I feel you. Bless up, man.
You know what I mean? Blessings on.
All right, so when
we can write a song right now. I mean, you throw a beat on. We'll write a song right now. We'll put that.
You know, I'm all for that. So I'm trying to get y'all on Fly Style Friday, man. What I got to do?
Fly Style Friday.
After the album drops, we'll have a meeting. Yeah. After the album drops, we gonna get on a Zoom call. We gotta unite again. We are staying united, obviously, but I think after that drops, we're gonna draw out some more groundwork.
We can breathe after next Friday. The baby's born, man.
Yeah.
But Friday.
Don't worry, Fly. You're gonna be on the second album too, bro. Don't sweat.
Man, please don't forget about your boy, man.
Nah, come on, man. You the co-host.
Listen, man, East Coast rap is really my roots, my heart. I just spent the last decade and a half in the South, and so that's somewhat converted me.
But you're the shy self. That's the shy self.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I love it.
And yo, big up, Holly. Yeah, you look at it's
so many of the Chicago acts are so dope, man. So many dope Chicago acts.
Oh yeah. Yo, D Right Way, Chicago.
Absolutely.
Right Town. Shout out D Right Way. I think I got a track on him on this project.
Is D Right Way in Baltimore right now? Is that where he's at? Is that where he's?
No, he's in Chicago.
Is he? I thought there was something about him with Baltimore too.
He might have a tie to it, but he's
yeah. No, I know he's from Chicago, but I thought I remember him saying he's out in Chicago. We have to double check where he's been.
Nah, I got his mailing address today, dude.
Oh, okay, all right, cool.
Yeah, and shout out to Genesis 7 Productions. You can find him at genesis7productions.com. He produced He Praise, and he's out of the tie too.
Maybe
yeah,
he's out in Baltimore. Okay, because I knew it was a Chicago Baltimore thing. Yeah. That's all the Chicago
and stuff. He's a
shout out to everyone at IB. Shout out to M. Dot making real power moves, man. M. Dot's been all over the place, man. M. Dot's doing some crazy things. So he produced that first joint we played earlier. That I Wasn't Nothing. He's got all kinds of stuff happening. So shout out to him.
Birdhouse loved that one, man.
Yeah, shout out to Boss Smile. Shout out to Boss 50.
Mr. Barksdale. I'll connect you with him.
Yep. That Boss 50 joint, man. That's getting some run. People are doing some big things with that.
Oh, good. Yeah. Shout out Boss 50.
Showing up all over the place, man.
Yeah, y'all did great, man. It's so cool to see everybody come together. I want to be on a remix, all right?
Hey, you know what? I could let you hear what the actual verse sounds.
Oh, yeah, lined up correctly.
Right. I got the actual lined up joint, right? Where I don't come off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because you know how it was kind of like, wait, is this it? This might be it right here. No, hold on. That says pro verse. You can never tell.
I think after that we should jump and maybe hit some that club.
Yeah, I got to. I told some people I was gonna do it. I think this might be it right here. Hold on. Pro verse.
Guys, if you need to get on Clubhouse, like I said, please hit the DM if you don't have access. If you do, find us. I am at JCJ Cruz, and Pro is at Professor Lyrical. And
yeah, don't bug me unless you need to.
Yeah, exactly. Careful how you ping. Follow us into the room, Joe.
Don't follow me unless it's with love. Yeah, man. I'm
gonna share Mr. Barksdale's profile with you right now, Fly.
Man,
he's in. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he might be in the chat. He just recently had a child.
He prays.
Great dude.
Every time I see the title of that song, I say that. I go, he prays.
Yeah. Hit your knees real quick.
Hey,
get down.
Hit your knees real quick.
Them scratches up in there, bro. Slip wax.
Slip wax.
Hit your knees real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's my verse. I see it.
Holly got a question. Holly got a question.
Word.
Ask away, Holly. We got you.
Yo, in the meantime, I'm gonna play these 8 bars. Hold on. Let's hit the 8 bars. Here's the 8 bars the way they're supposed to sound. Yo. I'm gonna go over to here. Nah, is that where it is? Yeah, that's where it is, right here. Where it says, did I hit the audio? I think I did. No, I think I missed it that time. All right, I'll hit it. Say yes or no. Hold on. Yeah? Wait.
Nah.
Wait, no, it's no for me too. Oh, you know what? This is just gonna be the verse. Oh, it's because I turned the sound off. That's why. See?
Shout out to the
open. Yeah, we got it.
All right. Lyrical. It's all my little shout outs. Hold on.
Yeah. Professor Lyrical. Yeah. Boston.
spit in the rhyme, who better than mine? Free or written or dead or alive. Thinking somebody is better than lyrical, live it appear that you out of your mind, player. My pen game with one snap and it's end game. Run this MIC like me and Heck, Herb, and Dane. I've been trained by senseis in the dojo. My flow learned your history, now it's that ProQuo Show. A pen name that leaps off of your roster. Like, yeah, Strimsky, I'll put this 8 against a monster.
That was it. That was it. That's it the right way.
Ew.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yo, let's post out a shout out again, yo, to the 50-50, man, with DNA and that whole movement. Yeah, what's Holly saying here?
Here's a question. It says, how do you handle situations where you're there to do a job and others come at you for doing that job in a negative way? I'll leave that to y'all. Fly. How do you handle situations where you're there to do a job and others come at you and others come at you doing the job in a negative way?
Oh, yeah, I get it.
You're just trying to do your thing and others are coming at you.
Kill them with kindness.
Mostly an artist's significant other. Ooh.
That's a tough situation. That could be detrimental to the health of life.
I've been in that situation.
I need more context.
Yeah, I think I might know where she's going. How do you handle situations where you're there to do a job and others come at you for doing that job in a negative way? Mostly an artist's significant other. All right.
I could definitely say something on this and speak so real to it. So when you are a starving artist,
as opposed to a thriving artist,
right, successfully, making money with it. So you're a starving artist and you're one of those, or you are also a starving artist, but you have a job. So you tie those two things. And now you have restriction on your time and you're in a relationship and you have children and you're spending 99.9% of your time away from your family and all you could think about is getting to do what you got to do. And you're not in the moment with your family. And especially a woman, if it's a woman, which we're talking about, for me, you have to always remember your queen is there for you in thick or thin. And if you guys need to watch a movie together to have some quality time, eat dinner together, have some quality time and be actively engaged in it and build up faith, that's the only way to really solve it. And then your next mission is to get paid for what you do. And you can't ask for it. You just have to build with it, and it's a difficult situation because I was in a 10-year relationship with a former, she was a singer, R&B singer, and she
don't go all the way there. Don't go all the way.
I'm not going. No. I'm touching on that. And I was with the R&B singer. Yeah, exactly. We didn't bring it up, but our philosophies weren't aligned and our visions were different, and because of that, we were walking separate ways.
There's more context.
Pull each other together.
There's more context. So I'm in music videos and are asked to be in them, and the artist's girlfriend thinks I'm there to have my way with their man, and I'm there to do a job. So here's what I'd say. I've definitely been in this situation. I knew that's where she was going. So here's my take on it, right? Is that let me say it gently, right? The perceived stereotype, real or not, is that women are catty, right? So there's one man, two women, and there's any perceived kind of interest, the two women can be like, and the dude is like, what? I don't even, like, a lot of times we don't even know that's going on, right? But having been in that situation now multiple times, if I even see another woman and my woman's in the room, I just automatically try to avoid that situation because I know that that's always much stronger than it is for them than it is for me, right? So I've had, on this show, I've had Envy, who is a very attractive young lady. All right. She sang for me. She's been on my albums. She can get on stage. She's very flirtatious. She's that way by nature. She's very loyal to her boyfriends, as I was to my girlfriends. Right. And so everyone swore I was hitting that. Everyone. And I was like, nah, dog, it ain't like that. She was telling everyone. We'd have to tell our significant others to reassure them. But at some point, it's not worth it to the relationship. Because if everyone thinks that, if your significant other thinks that, you think that, whatever, don't do it. You don't need to be in the music video. If it's that upset to you now, right? If it's that upsetting to you now, it means there was tension when you did it. And it's like, unless they were paying you a huge bag, I mean, I'd be like, yo. And if they did, I'd go out of my way up front to ask about it. Now you know what I mean? So I'd be like, yo, up front, yo, you have a significant other? Are they gonna be there? How's this gonna come off? Like, if we're referencing like the last video, or I can use that as an example, I'm thinking that too. Because I was even thinking that while Tony was up here. I was like, yo, how's that? There's a lot of women in that video. You know what I mean? Like that stuff, if there's an opportunity to make someone uncomfortable, clear the air. If there's an opportunity that it's going to be awkward, don't make it awkward. And if don't leave it to the dude to do it. The dude's too stupid. Y'all will know, right? We're too stupid to know that that's even going on. I'm hypersensitive to it now, but I'm not 18 anymore. You know what I'm saying? When I was 18, I had no idea. I didn't even know if a woman liked me. I had no idea. Like, women would be like coming to my show 12 times in a row. All my dudes would be like, yo, what's up with this girl? I was like, oh, she's his friend. No, she's not. You know what I mean? Like, we can be like that. We can be totally oblivious. You know what I'm saying? And women are like sixth sense on that stuff most of the time, stereotypically. So I would just say, use your sixth sense, use that intuition, and clear the air up front, and don't get yourself into that situation, because the dude is never going to help you. And you know what? Most men want that attention from women. I did too. When I was in my 20s and that was a situation with Envy, I knew she was a magnet. I knew that all the dudes were coming to our show to see her dance and do all the stuff. So somewhere in my psychology, I had to know that it was going to be uncomfortable for my woman, even though she knew I was loyal as a rock. But it don't matter, because the perception is to everyone else that makes her look embarrassing for her. So the perception for whoever's lady that is, even if dude is super loyal, the perception is for her is you playing her in a way. You know what I'm saying? Even though you don't intend to, and so is her man. So I just think about that. That's my advice.
I think that leads with the outro of, you know what, you just got to get it off your chest, man.
Yeah. I was in that video. Okay. She said I was in that video. Right.
Yeah, video.
Yeah.
But it's definitely tough. I mean, for me,
Freudian slip on the beat. I was in that video. She said.
I would make sure that if it was in that situation, like my wife, I'd be like letting her know I would extend an invitation. I mean, we have ultimate trust, and she trusts in me and believes in me, and knows I wouldn't do that, right? But at the same time, clear the air. Yeah, do you want to be in it? Oh no, you don't. Okay, that's okay. I'll touch base with you, like, offering that thing that maybe build a relationship with someone that the significant other may not know or trust or have a relationship with. I think that's where the foundation would be, especially if you feel like you're going to continue to do this kind of thing. Get good at the invitation and kind of uniting that, so that there is some type of like comfortable situation going on between everybody.
And if the opportunity is there for you, and you need that opportunity, that's what I'm just saying is just you got to think about that up front and be like, yo, we got to cross it. Unfortunately, that's where it's at. If it's not on some major level thing where it's like this major video, a major shoot with like 20 other women in the video, or 3 that were paid or whatever, it's going to be small time. There's going to be 4 people standing around. It's going to feel awkward, None of the rappers are superstars. You know what I'm saying? We're all making like home videos on phones and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you see 3 people in the video, there were probably 5 people on the set. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be awkward when you get there. It ain't going to be like MTV with like 74 people standing around to shoot that video. It was probably dude just setting his camera up like, Speaking of which, Final Fire, baby.
We there. I mean, we could go with Final Fire to outro it, but I was thinking, give them one more exclusive and get it off your chest would be a good.
Get it off your chest. You want to play something not on the album? You want to play that?
I think that the fans get some exclusives tonight, because next week they're getting the album. You know what I mean? So it's relative to the situation, and we sign off after that. I'm
going with your opinion here. So let's see. Playlist, other options, second album on the private link behind the scenes. Get it off your chest.
Woo!
I don't know if I put the music on here. Hold on.
And you're very welcome, Holly. Thank you for reaching out. It was good that we could talk about that and be friends with it.
Yeah, absolutely. We just say to anybody who asks the questions the same thing we'd say to each other if there was no camera on. So that's as real as an answer as we're gonna get.
I could tell you in your house slippers dragging your feet there, Fly. Look at you. You tired.
It sounds like he's walking through the produce aisle or something. All right. Get it off your chest. All right, bro. Here we go. The Rough
In
Mix.
life, we taught to breathe pain, right?
Holly, you can be in this video.
And it is spiritual. But the human element of it all makes it so beautiful, you know what I mean?
Maybe a different one.
I didn't die to resurrect. I bury pain after I wept. Old habits to an old mind state. I do reflect, recognize and realize the grind ain't about your neck. It's more about getting better over things you're trying to wreck. I used to change like the weather if you was raining on my step. Feeding me the drama. Now I take away those breaths to make you think about it. Now you can get it off your chest or let it slide. Swallow pride and leave that how it should be left. How many people getting got cause they be playing with them F's? My people need a knock that trickle down to every thought and pull you out of rest. You still alive, so reach the sky before your death. Crucified, you're welcome. Hope you take your steps, digest.
Get it off your chest, get it off your chest.
You gotta be getting it off your chest.
Get it off your chest.
All that
Yeah.
stress.
Get it off your chest, get it off your chest, baby, get it off your chest, player, get it off your chest, player.
My crucifixion is an affliction with this pastime. Remember, I caught the urge back when I first heard Nas's halftime. Always had rhymes, but at times I put no purpose into journaling, and it was clear to me this was therapy, natural Percocet. Whenever I murder it, never can say for sure that the verses lit and my vocal sound prodigious on some Andreas Perez Ursulit. That's when I would work it more with fervor, I get merciless. The merchant of Venice, whenever I pen this, Lord, applaud your journalist. But on the earnestness, my service is my life's work. By putting this pen to paper, never made certain that my lights work. And this is light work with my pencil at my desk, just keeping my 16s 100 presidential address. Yes, my stress is lesser now. Ask anyone since 21. Much better it's probably ever been since 2021. Money come and I'm better off, like many off through investing. When time is of the essence, we all richly dead is destined.
Get it off your chest, get it off your chest. Get it off your chest, get it off your chest, get it off your chest. Get it off your chest, get it off your chest. You better be getting it off your chest, player. Get it off your chest, player.
This is
Get it off your chest. Get it off your chest.
Relieving that
Get it
stress.
off your chest. You better be getting it off your chest, player. Get it off your chest, player.
Big
Get it
shout
off
out,
your chest.
Felicia. Appreciate you, girl. Your support.
Get
Thank
it
you,
off your
sister.
chest. Get it off your chest. You better be getting it off your chest, player. Get it off your chest, player.
Yeah, that's cool, man. We had so many. Yo, I can't wait for that Never joint too. We might have to rip Fly on that one. Let me get that.
Oops.
Ooh.
Forgot about that. Is that? Are we even doing that joint?
I don't
No. I don't even
Audio
remember.
mercy. I don't even
Oh, is
think
that
I
what
laid
that was?
anything down. Did you lay
Yeah.
something down?
I did.
Ooh,
Yeah.
you
Hold on. Let's
did.
hear it. Exclusive.
Quo. Yeah, we on our way. Yeah, self-inspiration. Yeah, listen. I get inspired writing rhymes after hearing J's. Feeling good in my soul like a pair of J's. Appearance changed just a bit from my average ways. Used to drop the bag on kicks, now it's attachés. Back in the day, used to swear I was a Romeo. Word is born, now it's born, stalking that portfolio. I tell my homies, yo, from back in the day, instead of shoes for them whips, sometimes we got to choose to save. Tools of the trade like a microphone, a pen, man. Ship records across the globe for the kids, fam. Tell the truth, as a youth, I was a Kiss fan. Before the locks, I was rocking Peter Criss, man. A big fan of them superhero rock stars. Bet I hear you calling, but I'm wanting to be this pop star. Rap star, since hip hop been on the pop charts. Too many on the chase till it crashes like a cop car. Come on. Yeah. We on our way.
There's no J. Cruz on this one?
Nah, yo, shout out Tara. We riding with you too, sister.
Yeah. I
There
said,
was,
yeah.
I did have some type of verse to it, but that beat was crazy. Oh, he came in with number 2.
Yeah, check it.
Wait,
what?
Yeah, Google this author, see if those got bars. Few is beautiful, I'm Googling both. I'm spitting that raw, dog. Producers marveled and give me the beast to rap on. Disney be the beast that all of y'all still are gassed on. Been passed on like track batons. Now they asking who's that? Once the track comes on, I practice hard. Become one who's mastered bars.
You get it?
Featuring me, charge MCs
I
for
be that beast.
MasterCard.
Yo, wait, I gotta run that bar back.
Yo, Belle is my daughter's favorite.
And do you know who played Belle? Google and
Botha.
Oh,
so you went what?
Google and Botha Raw.
Oh,
Yo, I gotta hear that one again. Hold on.
The depth.
Once the track comes on, I practice hard. Google and
Botha Raw, who by the way now is in the Loki series. Shout out to her.
Yeah.
She's beautiful.
Check. Yeah, Google this author, see if dudes got bars. Few is beautiful, I'm Google and Botha, spitting that raw, dog. Producers marveled and give me the beast to rap on. Disney be the beast that all of y'all still are gassed on. Been passed on like track batons.
Yeah.
Asking who's
One more
that
time.
once the track comes on.
She is now in Marvel's Loki. All right, which is when I wrote this bar, when I found out she was going to be casting it. And she's also was in Beauty and the Beast. And Beauty and the Beast, of course, Gaston.
Before you play that, this is how a chemist is in the lab when you make that.
Google this author, see if dudes got bars. Few is beautiful. I'm Google and Botha spitting that raw, dog. Producers marveled and give me the beast to rap on. Woo! All right, hold on.
Yes, come on, bro.
We got the one. I'm feeling that bar again.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Check. Yeah, Google this author, see if dudes got bars. Few is beautiful, I'm Google and Botha, spitting that raw, dog. Producers marveled and give me the beast to rap on. Disney be the beast that all of y'all still are gassed on. Been passed on like track batons. Now they asking who's that? Once the track comes on, I practice hard, become one who's mastered bars. Featuring me, charging C's for MasterCard.
Yeah.
That was a little 4-bar for you to come in on. Okay. I see what I did there.
I see what you did.
I see what I did.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Right.
That's tough.
Google this author, see if dudes got bars. Few is beautiful. I'm Google and Botha spitting that raw, dog. Producers marveled and give me their beast to rap on. Disney be that beast that all of y'all still are cast on. I'm liking that one.
I really love that, man. We gonna resurrect all that stuff. I think we might be able to get our hands on that beat too.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to work that in the equation.
Some things in discussion.
Yeah.
Some things in discussion.
But we gotta jump, man. We missing out right now.
We gotta jump. We gotta jump,
yeah.
y'all.
One last time, we appreciate y'all.
Fly.
Peace out.
Fly
ProQuo
Fridays,
Show.
we coming.
Every Friday night. You know, we coming in here at 9 p.m.
Big
till
show next
11.
Friday. Right after
Next
we
Friday
get out
to
of
jump off.
We won't be early though, because we'll still be doing the clubhouse thing, and then we'll be jumping on. So
that's right.
We'll be on at 9, but we might go a little long. Who knows? We don't know. All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace out.